it's easier, right? Yeah. Yeah, man. Make sure all the buttons are good to go. All right. We are cooking with gas here. Yeah. Awesome.
Nice.
Everything's hot, man. Denny, thanks for coming in, bro.
Dude, thank you for having me, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Denny Caballero in the studio. He is a former Green Beret, advocate for mental health, entrepreneur, owner-operator of Security Halt Media, and host of the Security Halt Podcast.
That's right.
Fucking badass, dude. Yeah, we nailed it. First take.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're done.
Yeah, no shit, right? Well, hey, once again, man, can't thank you enough. We've obviously had an extensive conversation. Coming on your show was badass. I want to thank you for that. That was sincerely, I had a good experience. And thanks for coming on, man.
Dude, absolutely. Like I said yesterday, man, it was a much needed break just to get windshield therapy and drive through this town, man. I was like, man, I needed this.
And you got to see Rockford, which is,
Dude, it's, I will tell you, like, it's not about the destination necessarily. It's about the perception and the intention. Like, everybody's like, oh, it's a small town. What's it's got to offer? I'm like, it's got roads. It's got some scenic views, and it's got a little bit of time for you just to friggin' focus on one thing, and it's just drive. Just drive, get from point A to point B, and just relax. We get too wound up, man. And I know this because I live it. I'm like behind that desk all day, every day, trying to make that mission. But that little drive, that trip just to get here, bro, well worth it, man.
Sometimes it's so hard to shut off, right? You know what I mean? Like, we're so used to, and we'll dive right into it, right? We're so used to that high tempo, and man, I don't want to sound like a douche when I say that, but you know what I mean?
No, 100%,
you know what I mean?
dude.
Like, it's got to be a million miles an hour. You know what I mean? And I struggle with that. Still to this day, I struggle with it.
Same. I'm looking, like we were talking about that one show, that one host, and I want him to have the same intensity of like, fucking let's go. This is the mission. And some people aren't like that. And it's okay. That's the reality of it. And I struggle with it. It's like when my wife was like, go pray about it. Yeah. And then you realize like, okay, like his approach is different. My job isn't to force my passion and my vision on somebody else. It's to be there to coach them, guide them to make the best product possible. And that's when it's like, boom. Maybe he's in a different headspace, and that's okay.
And it's what works for somebody doesn't necessarily like. There's more than one way, right?
And everybody has their own audience. Every other show, you have to give people the ability to create what they want, and just be there to provide that service. And that's what I needed to understand. And be like, hey, you know what? It doesn't have to be It's not. This isn't Security Halt, man. It doesn't have to see the same intensity, same drive. Everybody's journey is theirs, and that's what I needed to hear from my wife and her wisdom. Sometimes you need an officer to give that to you.
Damn it, God damn it, yeah. No, I'll try and keep the officer bashing to a minimum.
Got a good one at home. Yeah,
mine too. She's got me on more jams than you know what I mean. Like, dude, sometimes we need somebody to save us from ourselves, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like. Hold on, did you think this through? You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I didn't, it happens all the time. We'll take the audience back. So we met through a mutual friend, came on your show, Security Halt Podcast, and like I said, I had you've had some fucking hitters, dude.
Yeah, man.
How long, take everybody back to the beginning. What made you want to start it, right? Like, we'll go through the origin story, the Green Beret, all the good shit, right?
Dude, I'll give you the origins of the show first, and then we'll do flashback to like my origins, or I'm steering the ship. You tell me, what do you?
Yeah, no, that sounds like a great plan, right? Yeah.
Two hosts, one show.
Ask me some questions, damn it. You know what I mean?
Doing it again.
Well, so it's, we'll go through the Army stuff, the Green Beret stuff, right? And because they need to hear that, right? They need to hear that stuff, and then we'll get into, like I said, the origins of the show. And you have such a positive message, and it sounds cliche to say it, but we've had many conversations of what we're trying to accomplish and why we're doing this, right? Yeah. And I think it's important. That's obviously part of the origin story.
Yeah.
So take me to it.
Yeah, man. So I came into the military as a kid in high school. I was still a senior when I joined the Colorado National Guard. Mm-hmm. The illustrious 220th MP Company.
Nice.
And Because, you know, I wasn't able to just go to school. I had to put some food on the table for myself. I had to provide. And the Colorado Guard allowed me to sign up while I was a kid. I could still go to drill, and I go to the pre-basic training courses and still get paid. So I think it was like $200 for a drill weekend. And as much as we made fun of the Guard, it did get, at least what I can say it provided me, is it gave me some early understanding of like what a professional soldier should look like and what I really wanted to do. Because a lot of the NCOs I had that background of being prior service. Mm-hmm. And I realized like, okay, these guys didn't start off in the Guard. So how can I be, you know, how can I ever be like with them if I'm starting out here in the Guard? And I realized no matter how much motivation no matter how much drive I had, it was only one weekend. It was only going to be 1 week in a month or a drill, your annual training. And I quickly realized that that's not what I wanted in life. Civilian life just wasn't working out for me at the time. Mm-hmm. Having to work, having to try to scrape by to go to college, and you're living, you know, you're divided. You're having fun when you're in uniform. You're enjoying the camaraderie. You're feeling like this is what my purpose is. And then you go home and you work at a plastic manufacturing company. Like the two never worked out for me. I made great friends. I made great people that I still look up to in my life. You know, central figures I still think of fondly. Matt Wells, you know, one of the first veterans, a positive veteran influence that I met as a kid in the Guard. And when every time I think back to what Matt Wells did for me, is he provided me the understanding of like you could serve right now and love what you're doing, and then maybe later on in life you revisit National Guard. And when I went active duty, I realized I made the right choice. Like I was blessed. I didn't go in MP, went infantry. Was blessed. I was blessed and fortunate. Had a drill sergeant that was like, if you perform, you do well enough, you know, you don't have an airborne contract, but I think you'd rather go airborne and go to, because I was stationed, I was originally slotted to go to Fort Hood. It's like, I think you'd much be happier if you go to 82nd. So you bust your ass for me, I'll walk you over there and we'll get you. And I was like, bet. Sure as shit. And then, you know, a few weeks later, that dude came right back and pinned those wings on me. And
no shit.
Yeah. That's
awesome.
It was fucking amazing. And then by the luck and thanks to God, I made it to the 82nd 1st Battalion. And that company, and what I always tell people when they're like, yeah, I want to go active duty, I want to go infantry, I want to go 18X. I was like, look, man, being a Green Beret is amazing. But if you really want to do this right, if you really want to do it right, go 11X or go get a Ranger contract. Challenge yourself to be a professional soldier first. And yes, everybody has their own opinion. This is mine. And I will tell you, you don't get Denny the Green Beret, the future warrant officer, unless Denny would have gone to the 82nd and learned from all those cats and learned what it meant and gotten that undergraduate degree and being a paratrooper. Like that's the reason I was successful as a Green Beret is because I had the foundational knowledge and the mentorship from unbelievable freaking rock stars. Guys, they'll never be on the cover of Time magazine, but they are like at the forefront of my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, freaking, you know, I'll rattle them all. Stephen Guest, David Joy, Michael McDevitt, Adrian York, not an infantry cap, but a fister, a phenomenal leader in his own right. All those dudes, Paul Strobel, Greg Varon, all of my dudes that poured into me. Maybe they weren't directly above me or an actual leader, but they were a peer and I learned something from them. Mm-hmm. All those cats, Rusty Campbell, all these dudes that helped me learn what a professional soldier NCO should be. I took all that information, and it helped me understand that I was made for more. I knew by the time I got done with my second trip, I knew like, okay, I have everything that it takes. Like I might not be the perfect fucking candidate, but I'm willing to bet on myself. Cause at that point I looked at, you know, the 82nd and I realized that if I want to be a real deal professional, you know, war fighter, I got to go where these guys are at. And if that time period, if you saw Green Beret in combat, they were the equivalent of Master Chief from Halo.
You're right, yeah.
These dudes walking in, like you just saw them, and the Halo music started playing, and I'm like, that's where I need to be. Like if they can make me a fraction of that, that's where I need to go. And I did. And there's so many of us went. I wasn't like, when I look back at that selection class, there were so many dudes from my company. There were so many cats. And I was like, it's one thing to go by yourself, but when you're looking to your left and right and you're seeing friggin' platoon mates, dudes from your company everywhere, you're like, fuck yeah, it amps you up. And you make it through that. And that was just like I finally felt like this is where I belong. Maybe I haven't earned it yet, but this is like this group of dudes, like this is where I should be. Everybody's trying to achieve something. And that's what a lot of us identify when we were in the regular Army, and damn sure when I was in the National Guard. Vast majority of people aren't excelling or trying to exceed the standard. And that's when I realized, like, okay, yes, this is where I need to be. I need to learn from these. And I will be the first one to tell you, I am not a giant. I am not some fucking Billy badass. I was fortunate to serve in this regiment. I was fortunate to be part of this group. And I made it through that because I was willing to learn, willing to be humble and understand that I am not the greatest here. Like, I am working to earn this every single fucking day. And it's the mentality that's so different, and it's you don't see it. You don't see it these days. Everybody wants to build themselves as like, I'm the authority figure in being a Green Beret. Fuck no. Yeah. Like, dude, I made it. I made it through there. I'm privileged to be part of that. And it's part of my history now, and I'm honored, but I am not the greatest. Far from it. I did some great things with great people, and many of us need to have that mentality of like, you earn that beret, that long tab every single day. And that's, at least I can say, when I left, I can say that, hey, that was my mentality. And I wasn't perfect. And no, I don't think anybody is.
Oh, God. Yeah. I mean, watch me fuck up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
plenty of times.
All the time.
My team sergeant chewed my ass.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so strange when you look back on it, and I do quite a bit, is it takes a certain amount of ego and drive and all the things that it takes to make it through, or to even seek that stuff out, right? And one of the questions that I used to get asked, like, well, why did you want to go, into snipers, And the best, I wanted the responsibility. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like I was being challenged enough, which sounds like a really ridiculous thing to say, but at the same time, it's like, I wasn't, I don't want to do more push-ups or run more or whatever, like, than the next guy. I looked at it as enhanced responsibility. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. When I got given that opportunity, it was like every school I got, it wasn't because like I was going after it. The opportunity presented itself because I'd seen other guys make that crucial mistake of walk in and be like, I want this school. And I quickly saw a bunch of senior dudes and sergeant majors be like, we're going to dick you down. You want a school? You're going to go bus driver school.
Exactly.
You're going to go to the friggin' forklift operator school. And I realized, I'm like, okay, number one, don't ask for fucking anything. But the opportunity presents itself.
Take it.
You fucking take it. Every school I got was like that. Every single school.
Yeah.
And when my team needed a sniper, it was like, because we had a guy go, he didn't make it, so it was the next guy up. It's like, all right, Denny, you're going. Hell yeah. I suck at fucking math. There's the worst. Everybody, I am always like, it's the funniest and most, like, I will tell you right now, I am proud of being a free fall guy, proud of being a free fall JM, extremely proud of going to ADEC, having the ability to go through that pipeline and have that mastery or near mastery. You're not freaking master, and of course now I'm not life anymore, but having the ability to go to sniper school, to SODIC, like that was the greatest school I've ever been to. Not because I was the number one graduate, no, because I succeeded at something that I was constantly telling myself I couldn't be good at because of something that was told to me as a kid. Oh, you suck at math, you're always going to be bad at math. Like I always tell the origin story of how I became an 18 Bravo weapons sergeant, because when I'm sitting down in front of the cadre after selection, they do like this little assessment thing where they show you all those attributes you did good. And it's like represented in the form of like a bullseye with all these dots. Everything's in the center. It's like physical ability, you're running, you're crushing it here. And then there's one dot way off. And he's like, you see that? I'm like, right, that's Arn. That's your math.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks. What do you want to be? 18 Delta. You're an 18 Bravo.
You're right.
I was like, I'm an 18 Bravo.
Roger.
Got it. And then move out. And so it was always a theme in my life that you're bad at math. You can't do that. Well, what's marksmanship? What's sniper other than being good at math?
Right.
Having the formulas. And there's part of it is art and mastery and the science of it, the math part of it. I worked, and man, dude, big shout out to my sniper companion, Pete, because I was constantly just dogging on myself. And I'm like, dude, thank God I got you as my teammate. You're crushing it. You're killing it. And I remember one day, it was right after the rapid engagement, which I thought I was going to friggin', like, dude, that's nothing but being able to be on the money. And I crushed it. I was like, fuck yeah. And he's like, dude, you're a student just like me. You can do this. And that's all I needed. That's when I was like, I got this shit.
Yeah.
We can fucking do this. I can fucking do this. I'm going to fucking succeed. And we go the rest, like, dude, I suck at stocks, but I figure my shit out, get my pass, get my goes at stocks. And comes the final culminating exercise. And you gotta go out there, you gotta put everything into practice, get your shot off. And me and Pete, we work overnight. We fucking have to transplant veg. And we have, dude, we're fucking making this, and we're pretty far out. And we get set up, daytime hits, and we look at everything that we did, and it's like textbook, like perfect. They can't fucking see us. Our targets start coming up, and then I see our target. We're like, boom, we got him. Cadre does her thing. It's like, sniper at your feet, nowhere near. It's like, fuck yeah, we got
Crushing it, yeah.
We're crushing it. Then you have to go to range 37 and duplicate that shot. And I'll never forget this because it's like my fucking like superhero moment or like Death Star moment. The NCOIC of the course was a former 7th group dude who was like, I mean, if you remember the show The Unit, Jonas.
Yeah.
Just like him, just ripped, stoic black dude with a perfect like mustache. He's straight out of central casting for like 80s action hero. Dude was just Dean. Amazing friggin' dude.
But Carl Weathers.
Everybody knew him because he was just like textbook Green Beret Dean. That's the guy. He was like, hey, brother. He had this voice where it's just like, dude, like this is a superhero. He was like, you got the last shot. You're the furthest from the back. You got this? And I was like, absolutely, I got this. And I remember we're sitting there, Pete's on glass, and I'm like, I got this. I fucking got this. I know I got this. And the fucking wind picks up, and it's just like, fuck. And I'm like, all right, we're good. And fucking, I get behind there, deep breath. I'm looking, and the wind's crazy. Then it stops, and Pete's just like, center. Boom, dang. And Dean, everybody like loses composure. He's like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, yes, fuck yes. And like, everybody in life deserves that moment. I'm like, fuck, this is it. Doesn't have to be a fucking, I didn't need to fucking kill the fucking Taliban horde or 50 fucking Iranians. I got my win at a skill that is now useful for my team. Like, that's fucking, like, that was like, yes, fuck yeah. Dude, it was the best experience of like professional development and just being a good dude, just having the ability to fucking succeed and have that win. And I realized, like, on the backside, how many of our vets, how many of our dudes never get that experience. I'm like, dude, like, fuck. Like, combat's awesome, having the experience, but having a win like that in a professional setting, like, that is, like, fucking, you have that.
I was the exact same, believe it or not, I was the exact same way. Like, I used to be vocal. In high school, I'm like, I don't need any of this because I'm going to the Marine Corps. You know what I mean? Like, it came out of my mouth routinely. Yeah. You know, like, ever say something stupid, happened to me a couple of times, you know. And when I first got to snipers, same thing. They were like, how are you at math? I'm like, not good at all. I'm the opposite of good when it comes to math. And they're like, you better figure it the fuck out, you know. Yeah. And 90% of it was just math flashcards. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know, memorizing the formulas. Yeah. And I had such, to your point, like, I had such this mental block from never being very successful. Yeah. But once I could, like, attach it to the bullet, and something that was tangible, or maybe it was just, maybe I was just old enough to finally start to sit down and go, okay, I need to understand this, you know, because it was that was a crucial moment. Was like, we have to do long division.
Yes.
You know?
Dude, you know, without a calculator.
Without a calculator. what have I gotten myself into?
Dude, I explain that to some people that are very good at math, and they're like, "You're borderline retarded."
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and we still joke to this day, like, and you already said it, like, there's the artistic side of it, and then there's the math side of it, and I was not a dude that had all my charts memorized. I was much more of an artistic, like, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't do the math the way some guys could do it, right? Yeah. And then that became abundantly clear when you clicked up with a teammate who was. Yeah. Because now it's like, okay, now we're fucking unstoppable. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you do the math real quick, I'll make sure we don't get found. Yeah. And high fives, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's hard to explain to people that have never done it. And it is very, very much math, 100%. Like, you have to study it. And it's much more than just having applied ballistics on a Kestrel. It's much more than having the computer-generated data. It's 100%, but there is an art to it. Yeah. There is. And I'm so far removed from that world. I don't shoot long distance anymore. I get behind a computer a lot these days. I will tell you, the best and most enjoyable times you will have when you leave the military is when you get behind a rifle and shoot long distance. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just fortunate to go back up to Utah a couple times last year, and that's obviously the highlight of the event for me. Get behind a long gun and shoot, because there's something to that. When you get, there are a lot of specialties in the military, but being part of that brotherhood, having carried a sniper rifle, having it on your back, having that attachment for a mission, having the credentials, that means a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm no Tom Berenger. I'm not Billy Zane. I'm not Carlos. I don't have the million kills. I don't have that, but I do have the ability to say, like, I learned that skill set and was useful on a team, and that means more than anything. When you have an asset to bring on the team, when you're no longer like, no, I can do this. I bring something of value to the team. That's what everybody, if you're in that life, you shouldn't be happy with just being a teammate. What can you provide the team with? Are you good with the camera? If you're on a recce team, are you good at doing the legwork? Are you good at doing all this other stuff? Like, figure out how you can be an asset and then advance and get the skills. Because that's one thing I realized. The skill sets aren't for you, dog. They look good on your resume. They look good on your DD-214. That's for the team. Yeah. Like, you better be able to bring that capability back. And it, for a long times, I didn't understand it because I was an ignorant new guy too. Yeah. I've been there. But I'm glad I was able to wake up and realize, oh no, this isn't just to say that I'm a cool dude. This is to be an asset for this team, to teach a course. Like,
Yep. And it's, I had it said to me one time, it was pre-graduation of sniper school. I'll skip all the gory details, but skin of my teeth, right? Fucking, they had to do some fuzzy math, you know? And as an instructor, like, when I went to be, I'm like, okay, I didn't realize how much fuzzy math was going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? And one of the things that was said to me was like, hey, you're not just going to wear a T-shirt. Yeah. You're going to be an asset to the community, right? And that stuck with me. And we talked about, earlier on in the conversations about, your early NCOs and those people that you kind of latch onto, and that I'll take that to my grave. You know what I mean? That comment right there completely, like, it was so pivotal because it hit me like, oh, there is a difference. Yeah. There's a huge fucking difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to take this skill and, like you said, be value added to your platoon, your team, the company that you're supporting, the battalion, you name it, right? Like, or are you just going to wear a fucking T-shirt? Yeah. Can you make it into a part of your freaking training plan for your partner force? Can you help your junior someday get that? And I think everybody struggles with it. Few people master it from the very beginning because it is pride. You earned something. It's yours. Young guy. It's not. Yeah. It's for your teams, for your company. Yeah. It's for your battalions, for the betterment of the mission. You did the work and be proud of that. Own that. But now learn how to be a leader with that knowledge. Learn how to give it back to somebody. Learn how to make it useful. Because what happens when you die? God forbid that happens. Yeah. Did you teach somebody? Because, hey, guess what? That CIFSIC slot, that SODIC slot, it's hard to come by. Mm-hmm. But you can teach somebody to be just as capable. Maybe not 100% with everything, but you can make them a level 2.
You can make them be a good asset to the team. But it's up to you because now you have that knowledge. It's up to you to take that knowledge, take those notes and refine them and get better, not just kick it back because so many of us did it. I was guilty of it. Yeah. Oh, it's just for me. Throw it back. I'm good.
Yeah.
What about the next guy?
Mm-hmm.
What about the next? Maybe there's something you can teach hip pocket training. Like it's one of those things where it's understandably easier to understand now, but we want to be able to give it back to the next generation so they can take a benefit of that. You're not going to be able to time travel, give that back to yourself.
Yeah.
The more we have these talks and hopefully that some young leaders and some units like, yeah, okay, that's a good mentality. It's not for me.
Well, and we, especially in the Marine Corps, sniper's so hot right now. You know what I mean? Time will tell, but we do it to ourselves. And I'm sure in the Green Beret community, it's the same thing. Like for every, sniper or guy that's wearing the black hoodie, so to speak, like, man, looking back on it now, like, holy shit, did I fuck some stuff up? You know what I mean? Like, wow, like not representing the community well. Yeah. At least not at all times. You know what I mean? Like doing everything that brings negative light to the community.
Oh yeah, I was there. I've done that before. But that's where peer pressure comes in because I didn't have everything right when I was a young Green Beret, excited to have that identifier, but you will quickly get checked in this community.
Yeah, for sure.
It happened to me and it happens to a lot of young guys. But on the backside, when you look back to that boastful behavior, look at me, I'm a cool guy. Someone's gonna come in.
Someone's gonna
put you in the right place, and that's the right mentality. Mm-hmm. It's not for you to boast about. It's not for you to put on display. It's for you to understand that this comes with a lot of weight, and you graduate the course. That's fine and dandy. Now figure out how to be an asset to your team with that knowledge.
Right.
And that's the missing piece. And like I said, I didn't figure it out. I didn't figure out how to do it the right way. I wanted to have the glory. I wanted to, oh man, look how cool I look. This is badass. Because we live in the time of social media. When you're young, that's important. But the reality is, it's more important that you be capable in that job to teach somebody. And I was lucky. I was lucky that I had teammates that quickly are willing to put you in the right place.
Yeah. Thank God for them, right? Like, hold on, tough guy. Yeah. Hold on. It's almost like the black belt mentality, excuse me, rolling in jiu-jitsu. It's like, I want to get to that next belt. I want to get to that higher belt, right? And then you talk to people that have been black belts for a long time because we're goal-orientated people. Yeah. They're like, hey, man, that's when it starts. Like, that's not the end of the road. That's when it starts. And and they're like, oh, that makes sense. Like, now everyone wants to take a shot at you. Yeah. It's no different. Like, now that you've graduated that school, that course, what can you do with it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you graduated the basic course. I mean, it is an advanced skill. I understand that. But, like, can you implement it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can
you figure out mastery of the field? Right. I didn't. The guys that do, those are the warriors you want and need. Mm-hmm. The guys that live and breathe it after hours. The guys that are willing to pay their own money to go to a different shooting course, to learn from a different instructor that mastered it on the civilian side.
Right.
Like, I served with some of those guys. Those are the absolute best individuals you want. Can't say his name. He's also a force recon dude, came to our team, and this was years later, and when I was a warrant officer. But the amount of money that this individual had put into his own education and certain skill sets blew my mind.
I believe it.
You go to his house, it was very, very humble. There was a couch, pretty much a love seat, and a TV, of course, on crates.
Right, yeah.
I think. And, he cultivated a hobby simply because it was a question in the psych profiles. He had a hobby of growing. He planted fruit-bearing trees and different types of plants. But the only reason he did that is because it was a psychological question in the psychological profile questioning.
Yeah, to come onto the team.
To come onto the teams. And then he gamified it. He's like, I needed to have a hobby. So I picked this one because it's on the right side of the profile questions. I was like,
I love it.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
One of the most capable dudes you will ever meet in your life. And he was a medic. So everything in his world revolved around being a better shooter, being a better medic, being a better breacher, and he damn sure had all the skill sets and had the schools. He'd pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
I never had to fight somebody on taking time off. With him, all the fucking time. Go on leave. No, I don't want to go on leave. I'd rather go to this school. It's available. I'll drive there. We can do it for free. It's like, get the fuck out of here. You can't do that. Like you're too red. Like,
how is he now?
Oh, well,
is it a happy ending or no?
It's a happy ending because he went further in his career.
Yeah.
He went further.
Okay.
And we are blessed to have people like that. And you only have people like that in your life for a very small amount of time. And when you meet somebody like that, you know they're built for something else.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, as a leader, it's up to you to figure out how you can help them advance, but also nurture them, take care of them. Because I will tell you, he did not take care of himself. That mentality does not, when you're not deploying, when you're not doing something, that's when it wasn't good. That's when you realize it's like, hey man, like, let's get you to school, let's get you something. And that's the cautionary tale I will tell every leader. When you have a high achiever, when you have somebody that can't switch it off, figure out how to channel that energy into something positive for them, or they're going to self-destruct. And like,
with 100%.
Yeah.
Because there's got to be, like, when it becomes your identity, and with a lot of these professions, it almost needs to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, agree. I mean, it's almost like there is no other, it's all or nothing, right?
Yeah.
It takes every ounce of my bandwidth. I don't care about anything else. Everything else gets, but, well, if you don't have an outlet, like a legitimate outlet for that, like I was sitting with a group of guys, competitive shooters, and this isn't news to you, but it was news to me. One of the guys goes, I was in the Air Force, peacetime. I was at a support group, and I was like, support group for what? And he goes, peacetime Air Force. And I go, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I was like, I don't understand what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he goes, there's support groups for people that never went. I was completely fucking blown away.
Yeah, dude.
And it took me about 2 seconds to be like, why in the
yeah,
that might be worse than actually going. You know, like,
bro,
you know what I mean?
That's a demographic few people talk about, and that's something that I run into all the friggin' time with Security Halt. People that reach out because they don't feel worthy, because they feel their service doesn't matter, it didn't equate to something. Guys that missed out on combat rotations, guys that deployed but didn't see combat, I didn't kill somebody, I wasn't in a firefight, I wasn't blown up. And they have this moral injury, this guilt of not doing enough, not being worthy of recognition, not being worthy of calling themselves veterans.
Brutal.
It's insane, because what do we elevate? What do we champion? The idea that you need a Purple Heart, the idea that you need a Bronze Star, the idea that you need to be in overwhelming firefights where survivability was not possible, and that you have to have this story of valor to be an honorable veteran. And that couldn't be further from the truth.
Right, exactly.
We have created a machine that feeds and propagates and amplifies these stories. And the average veteran story is, I signed up during time of war. I picked a job that I was passionate about. And sometimes that means that job didn't take me into direct combat. I did deploy, I did support, I did my job, but I wasn't in danger. And now I don't like to associate with the veteran community. I don't feel like I belong to it. And I'm here to tell you that's bullshit. You belong. Everybody belongs. Everybody fucking belongs. So what? You weren't a paratrooper. So what? You weren't infantry. We couldn't have done the mission without you.
1,000%.
We make fun. And I kid and I joke, make fun of S1 and everything. But my career, at moments, there were situations where only my S1 could have done something. They're the only ones that could have made a difference for my career, for my job, and they hit home runs. They accomplished something that I need. I couldn't go to school without their support. I needed this. Hey, there's no way I can leave and fly out unless you do this. Yeah, absolutely, I'll stay. We'll get this knocked out. We make fun. It's what we do. We rib on each other, but we absolutely have to do a better job of respecting each other, because who am I to tell somebody that their service doesn't matter just because it was a different MOS? That is absolutely patently false, and we shouldn't do that. I
couldn't agree more, and I would love to hear more about, because that would be, I don't want to say it would be a difficult conversation, but definitely a conversation. Once again, when that individual said it at the table, like, I kind of just sat back for a second, and I was like, I had to chew on it for a minute. I'm like, and then the more I dwelled on it, the more I was like, oh man, like that might be a special kind of hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it probably is. I'm sure it is, right?
Well, it takes somebody being willing to step outside of their lived experience and be able to at least acknowledge that, okay, there could be difficulties with that. You know, I don't have the combat experience of somebody that was at, you know, Operation Anaconda. I don't have that.
Sure, right.
But by my luck and time of service in SF, I do have some stories. I do have some experiences that I cherish and I hold close because I can tap into that. What if I didn't have that? What if I would have joined up just a few years later?
Mm-hmm.
And all I ever did was, you know, maybe a JSET to the Bahamas, maybe a JSET to Panama or Costa Rica or any one of these places, like, and that's it.
You probably have a case of the ass about
Exactly.
it. Yeah, you probably would.
And there's tons of Green Berets or tons of SEALs, tons of Rangers, tons of people out there from the special operations community that don't have that. But what they have, they still have the badge of honor, like, hey, I signed up for this. But those guys are still struggling. I still talk to dudes that are like, I have no shit. I went through all this. I didn't do anything. I'm worthless. Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like, you served in 75th Ranger Regiment.
Fucking
the world's premier
legit
infantry unit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're a Green Beret. You earned a long tab and the beret. You got a trident. Like, and it's easier to talk to those guys and get them to understand. They're like, yeah, man, you're right. You're right. I need to reframe that. How can we do that for the guy or gal that served, you know, as a maintenance officer in the Air Force, didn't deploy, gets ton of hate, one of the most difficult jobs. You talk to the Air Force, the two career fields that have the most mental health issues are security forces and maintainers. By and large.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. It is a known factor, or there's a known thing that security forces in the Air Force are one of the worst fields. It's very toxic, and people struggle in that job. Same with maintainers. They struggle in that job because nobody's out there rallying or championing security forces. I make fun of them. Everybody makes fun of them because they're the gate guard. They're the easy point to make fun of because they're always impeding your access. They're always making it difficult.
Easy target.
Easy target. And we can make fun of each other. We can enjoy. We have to build that spirit of the Corps within these jobs. We have to build that back because I don't think it exists there. I don't think it exists within the maintenance company in the Air Force. I don't think it exists within S1 administrative skills. But again, like I tell you, you can't accomplish the greater mission without any of those jobs.
It takes. I mean, we sound like a grumpy old fucks, but I think we've earned it. You know what I mean? Like it takes. There's no one that's. It takes every single person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it takes every single person. Like you got your 10% that are sitting around just kind of stealing oxygen. But for the most part, you know what I mean? And my wife reminds me, because we're dual service as well. And she's like, yeah, get your ninja on all, but you don't get fucking paid without me. You don't get fed without me. You know what I'm saying? You know, and she's right. You know what I mean? Because I was the worst in the beginning.
Yeah, dude.
In the beginning. Like, fuck you and everything about you. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's why it's important for us once, you know, we make the move, get on the outside to talk about this and let people know, like, dude, like the hard chargers, we need them. We need more of them.
Mm-hmm.
We need more of them. We need the athletes that are willing to be an asset, are willing to go do this thing, this hard life. But we need the individual that wants to do the administrative side, that finds a passion in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want anybody to sign up if they don't want to do something or have to have a job that they're excited about doing. And I see that a lot. And I know we don't have the ability to pick and choose. We have to take wherever we can get.
Yeah.
But I want people to wake up and put their uniform on and says, fuck yeah, I'm going after a job that I dreamt of. And it's hard to imagine there are people out there get excited for being a lightweight vehicle mechanic, but there are. I met them.
For sure.
I've met those dudes, and they are some of the best soldiers. I would tell you, some of the best soldiers you will meet are dudes that turn wrenches, that work in a motor pool. Some of the best dudes you will meet in your life. And I got to serve with them because they're part of our organizational B team.
Yeah.
Like the guys in our B team, the greatest asset isn't always a Green Beret. It isn't always the long tab guy. It's that chemical, biological dude, the chemo that knows how to talk to people, that knows how to get things done, and is by and large juggling 15 different hats.
Yeah.
Like, that's his job in the B team isn't just to be the chems guy. He's doing 15 different jobs. And same goes for the mechanics. Same goes for everybody that works in these units that, dare I say, are actually ill-defined. They're doing multiple friggin' jobs, and nobody's giving them a pat on their back because they're like, oh, yeah, well, you're part of the B team. This is what you do. None of it has to do with their job, except for one, like, inventory of the masks.
Right. How old were you, do you think? When did that dawn on you?
And sadly, it wasn't until I was an E7 that absolutely, I got to a team, and like many of us, that was the greatest, oh, fuck yeah, Green Beret, this is it, I'm the coolest, I'm the best. Then when I saw everything, then when I saw what it really took to get a mission out the door, it's not the Green Beret doing the staying overnight downstairs in S3 to putting that package.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's an E4. Our battalion, when I left, our battalion ran on the ingenuity, the creativity, and then the go-to of one E5. One E5.
Yeah.
First one in, last one out. Get the fuck out of here. The movement NCO? The movement NCO?
Yeah.
That's the kid? That's the dude? That's the dude who's getting things done? It blew my mind. And it was a very like shameful moment because by that point in time I was already starting to
they usually are
yeah,
you're like, oh,
getting
fuck.
help, going to mental health treatment center, going through my journey of getting better. And here I am watching this kid day in and day out be the voice of reasoning, schedule things. He's the first one in, last one out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, holy shit, man, like this is it's when you think about it, like it makes you super proud of the individual, the dedication to the organization, but is the organization dedicated to him?
Yeah, for
to
sure.
his family, to his well-being. And it was very, like I said, it was one of those moments of like, fuck, we fucked this up.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be him.
Yep.
It should be an E7. It should be an E8. It should be a first sergeant coming down here taking care of things. It should be a sergeant major. It should be a warrant officer that's doing the stuff. That's the connective tissue of making sure these missions go out. But no, a movement kid.
Yep.
A movement NCO, busting his balls.
Yeah.
Doing the shadow government stuff.
I was gonna say, always
nobody,
behind the scenes.
That nobody gets, and it takes what it takes for an organization to realize that is when the person leaves.
Mm-hmm.
When the person leaves and they realize, like, hey, how come this isn't getting done? Oh, that was so and so.
Yeah, the linchpin has left the chat.
How come is? Oh, yeah, that's he's the one that actually facilitated that. He's the one that, and you notice who does the most by whose phone is constantly being dialed up.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's always, yep. Hey, get me over. Yeah, no, okay, got it. I'll get you over to him. But yeah, it was those moments of understanding like, oh man, we're not the most important part of this. We're the end product.
Yes.
Get us out the door to go do our thing.
Yep.
And I think the culture shifted. I at least hope so. Because you should really be celebrating all those dudes, all those guys and gals that get that,
Amen.
Get you out the door.
100%.
And I understand both sides of it. You just completed something that was your biggest dream, the biggest challenge of your life. But that's why, if I have the ability to mentor or coach any young Green Beret, I always tell them, understand that you're still a human being. Mm-hmm. Understand that you're still waking up every single day, putting your pants on just like everybody else. And your energy, your ability to communicate and connect with people is your greatest weapon system. And you get every opportunity to practice on that weapon system every single day when you walk into that building. Mm-hmm. Every time you scan your key card to get access in there, every engagement, every interaction, it's a practice working on that skill set, which I didn't master. I'll be the first one to tell you I fucked that up. And it wasn't until I was a warrant officer that I got better at it, that I understood the importance of that person will be easier to work with, and that person will put my team in the priority list if I'm a better human being. Yeah. If I'm a better person. And that can be applied to anything. Podcasting, friggin', you name it. If you just take the approach of being a better person, regardless of whatever you're going through, if you can just take a deep breath and just say, all right, today I'm dealing with a lot of personal shit, but I'm going to be my best. I will venture to say that it will help lives. It will help save lives if you're just a positive person and you have that mentality of no matter who I come up with, no matter what engagement I have, I'm going to be a good person. Because sometimes, brother, we don't know what other people are dealing with.
Yeah, fucking right. You know what I mean?
And some people are really struggling. If you could just be that positive voice in their life, who's to say you're not changing their mind from going home and doing something?
Well, and that's a very good point, especially in the, I'll speak for the Marine Corps, where it's a daily competition to see who can out asshole the next person. You know what I mean? Like
same dude.
Right.
It's an easy way to be sought after as a go-to leader. I saw it. I saw how easy it is to fall into that line. We equate anger and vocal prowess as like the indicator of like leadership ability. Right. I saw it too.
Yeah,
I saw it too. I saw it within our SAR majors. We think that that's an indicator of a good leader, and I'm like, no, it's not. The best leaders I had didn't yell. When's the last time you saw a battalion commander who was worth a fuck yelling and screaming and up in everybody's face?
Sure,
never.
Sure, right, yeah.
And NCOs need to take that. They need to see that and provide that for their younger NCOs. Like when you're in a firefight, who do you think has the best command and control? The guy that comes up,
yeah.
No, fuck no.
The guy that's cool as ice. Yeah.
Roger that. Moving to phase 2. Like, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, phase line blue. We're good to go. Like, the calm, cool, collected individual.
Mm-hmm.
That's who you want, both in a military setting and in a civilian setting. Like, you lose all credibility when you come over that radio and you're fucking losing your mind.
Unspooling. Yeah. Like complete loss of bearing, unspooling.
Bro, I don't care. The world could be on fire all around you, brother. You better come across like you are just 100% in control.
The Terminator.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? T-1000. Just.
I don't care if the devil himself is, well, can I swear too much?
Yeah. You can say whatever you want.
I don't care if the devil is butt fucking you up against a foil. You better become cool and collected about
Seriously,
it. Especially if you're calling in for something like CAS.
Yeah. It's important. Yeah. It's important.
Yeah.
Like, do that math twice.
Yeah.
You know, I was, excuse me. I was very young. I was probably in my early 20s. And when it came to me, via a question, you know, we were running a sniper in doc and we needed, I don't even remember how many bodies it didn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, what we needed? 4 or 5, whatever. And we were down to 7 or 8 dudes. And the platoon sergeant at the time was like, all right, who do we want? And I was like, well, I want those 4 for sure. I know everybody else can go away. And he's like, well, we're going to take these other 3 too. And I got a case of the ass about it. I was like, hold on a fucking minute. I was like, you have me run this screening, this selection. Like, you've given me the responsibility to assess who I think, right? And I'm giving you my answer, and you're shitting on my answer is how I took it.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he goes, hey, man, somebody's got to drive the truck and fill the water jug. And that had never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that, once again, like that, just that simple statement, I just sat back and was like, holy shit, he's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those individuals ended up being invaluable members of the fucking platoon.
Yeah.
They weren't team leaders. They weren't snipers. But the fucking platoon would not have operated without those individuals, right? And once again, Dagan was wrong. You know what I mean? You know, and that was a very pivotal moment. And from that point on, that I really think that is when I kind of, you know, had that revelation where it's like, hey, man, how am I interacting with these people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I a positive? You know what I'm saying? Like, is their experience with me positive? You know what I'm saying? Are they? Now, there's a few things that like, I don't care if you're a cook maker, candlestick maker, as long as you're proficient, right? Like, if that's what is expected out of me, then I'm going to expect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what your job is as long as you're good at your job, like, or at least proficient, right? You know, good is a, you know, it's a relative term.
That's it, man. Like, are you a master of your trade? Are you solid, dude? And if you're not, get the fuck out of here.
You're right.
Go find something else. Like, that's one thing that I realized that I did have a problem with. People that were just there for a paycheck.
Yeah, it's rough, dude.
Like, man, I'm just here for a paycheck. I'm like, bro, that's not a mentality. Because someday we're going to deploy together. Because, hey, newsflash, Green Berets don't deploy on their own. There's plenty of dudes on turrets that have no identifier that should have put them in combat, and they're there, and they're fucking great dudes. But I don't want you on there. I don't want you supporting my mission. I don't want you as a driver if you're just there for a fucking paycheck.
Yeah, no chance.
No, like some of the best dudes in this world are support guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, you can't make the mission without them. Like, and I'm not going to stop talking about it because, damn, they deserve it. They deserve to have their moment in the sun. They deserve to be champion. Like, there's only so much knowledge the human brain can take on. And one of the best examples is our communicators, 18 Echo. 18 Echo has the most important job when you actually get on the ground. Communications. Can't do anything without it. You fucking kidding me? Can't do anything.
Yeah.
Watch what happens when your fucking detachment commander can't get a commo check. See
Oh,
how
God.
fast that shit gets corrected.
Oh my gosh.
But in that job, there's so much to it. The computers, the networking, all the other systems, SDN. So who comes in to backfill and support with that knowledge? Your S6.
Mm-hmm.
Every deployment, those guys are on there.
The Bravos are all in the gym getting swole.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
That's not my lane. You do commo. Don't make me have to fucking finger fuck
Keep
my
it over
radio.
there, nerd. Yeah, you don't want me touching that. You don't want me touching that. Yeah.
This is your lane, all right? But yeah, the S6 has always been a point for me to highlight and talk about because you don't get great trips without guys like that to come on board, and then they volunteer to go on missions with your team. Oh, you guys, 1-4 is going so-and-so? I want to go on that trip. 3-5 is going on this trip? I want to go on that trip. That's the trip I want to go on. And then you get 2, if you're lucky, 3 years with some rock star support. And then they cycle out to the next base or next position because they're still controlled by the big army. And then they get backfill with somebody else. And if you're lucky, that's another capable dude. But oftentimes you'll only get that real good dude. And let me tell you, that's the teammate you're going to miss the most.
Yeah.
That's the one team, because I tell you, like I try telling, and I think the communicators do a better job understanding because they're always down there talking, getting new updates and everything. But you're nothing without your support, dude.
Yeah.
You're nothing without those kids. And if they see you as a rock star for the most part, because oftentimes they get there when they're E4, maybe a young E5. So they see that long tab, they see that long hair, like, oh man, these guys are rock stars. Treat them well. Be like, you don't have to be don't destroy them for the regular army by being friends and being a bad influence, but definitely build the rapport with them, man, because they're going to remember that for the rest of their careers. And if you do it right, you might encourage them to go to selection. You might encourage them to come back and be the next great 18 Echo, 18 Fox, 18 Bravo. That's something that we need to remember. Like, inspiration goes a long way. Like,
you're hitting the 10 ring, dude. I mean, I can think back now. There's specific individuals that were in a support role.
Yeah.
That I don't want to say the only reason, it's going to sound like shit when I say this, but like just to prove, like, that's the only connection that we have.
Yeah.
Is they were in a support role, and because they were treated well, they still to this day maintain contact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's simply put, like, you didn't treat me like an asshole. Most people did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A human being. Yeah.
Right.
Crazy
Like,
how that happens.
Are you sure it was me? I'm like, are you sure it was me?
I just want you to know that you gave me food.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I was an asshole most of the time. So,
but that's what, like I love talking about this because, like, I want people to have that experience, a full circle moment. Years later down the line, you heard something from a show or a podcast. It changed the way you interacted with somebody. And because of that, years later, you have that moment where someone reaches out to you and says, hey, man, like, thank you for being a good dude. You motivated me and inspired me to go to selection so I could be like you. So I could achieve that goal of being one of you guys. Like, that feeds the force.
Yeah.
That feeds the regiment. Like, I didn't just wake up one day and think I could do this. I saw them. I didn't have direct mentorship, but I think of the guys that did, and it's always just, you're never going to hear a story about Green Beret treating me like shit, and then I decided to be, well, okay.
Probably not.
There's
right.
one. It hits very close to home. But you're never going to hear a true story of an actual Green Beret that treated somebody poorly, very badly, and then that inspires somebody to go do that. It's not reality. Like, you're going to turn away from that. So whatever specialty, whatever cool guy job you have, like just be a good human being. Just be a good person.
Yeah, I wish somebody would have told me that when I was 20.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, bro. I had wartime mentorship, and I did the best that I could. And I think all of us need to give ourselves grace, because no matter how bad you think you did, there are some positives. Like, you have to remember, there's a time of war. You were doing the best you could. Very few people have that lived experience where they were really a bad person. They were really, really, really a bad leader. And I feel bad for those guys now, because they don't get to go to the reunions. They don't get to reach out in the Facebook groups. They don't get invited to the team threads. And that sucks. But there's room for everybody that was just trying to figure out. Like, yeah, I mean, you may have been a dick, but you did good more often than not. Like,
sure, right? It's I dealt with that topic came up with my oldest child. You know, she was like, man, when, you know, this time frame, you know, and it wasn't a highlight reel. You know, she's like, and what I had to say, the only thing I could say other than I'm sorry is, you gotta remember I was 20. Or I was in my 20s, and we were in the middle of the GWAT, and guess what? You know, unfortunately, I was still trying to figure shit. I'm 46 years old, and I still don't have it figured out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, that was the only thing that I could really say to try and put that into context. Like, that's a long time ago. You know what I mean? And some pretty extenuating circumstances. You know, doesn't make it right. But at least, and excuses,
reference,
right? You know, like, excuse is the wrong word. There was a reason. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'd like to think we come out on the backside a little bit better for it.
Yeah, it all of us go through that in some way, shape, or form. If not as a father, but as somebody that reconnects with an old friend or an old teammate, and you hear the stories of, like, man, like, I recently had it with an old team sergeant, ops sergeant that was on the B team with us, and JMH, man, he was a beast to work for. He was like, you're gonna figure it out. I don't care if you stay here till like fucking 5 a.m. You're gonna figure it out, dog, and it better be right. Yeah. Take the task, and it starts now. That sucks, but when you're put in that pressure cooker of performing, and the next day it wasn't done right, and he'd fucking scuff you up, but then he'd be like, this is how you do it. Yeah. This is the way you do it, and this is why you do it this way. And he was hard. He was hard on a lot of us. But I will tell you, it's weird. Everything he said came to fruition. Every single thing. And I don't, like, dude, like him, love him, hate him. That dude told you he was going to do something for you. He executed. It's like, you're going to do this, and do this, and it's going to be done this way. Why? Because when you get on a team, you're going to outperform the senior that's in that team, and then you're going to take his fucking job. Like, and he would say things like that, no qualms. Like, you're going to perform to this standard here. And it was a lot of work. It was a lot of freaking just getting the whip snack. I mean, I remember, thank God I wasn't an echo, because he wrote our echoes really hard. Like, I want this to be this way, undo it. He would tear out the comma and be like, redo it. I want this base defense plan. I want it done like this over and over. And you do all this shit. But I'll tell you, Dagan, I will tell you this right now. You would swear his name. You would cuss him up and down. We go to Afghanistan. My team isn't doing shit for the first couple months. Hey, you got a sniper on the team. Bring him out here to helmet. I need him. Like that. Yeah. Boom. Hey, bring the entire team over here. We're going to do team ops. Fuck.
Yeah, roger that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, he was not conventional by any means. The dude did some shit where you're just like, what the fuck? Yeah. But the dude kept his word. If he told you he was going to do something for you, he kept his word. I remember when I first showed up, fucking just me, brand new to a fucking ODA, or not even ODA, ODB, because the entire company was deploying. And I was just the one dude showing up, just, sorry, dude. And then John Michael hadn't been tapped in to be the ops sergeant yet. And he comes in, and We form a B team. We get everything going. And I remember all the new guys that showed up to that company were just I fucking hate this dude. He makes us work nonstop. He's like, I'm going to get you schools. It's not going to be the ones you like. They're the ones you're going to need for your career.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
You go to Ranger School. He would send guys to Ranger School. You're going to stack line. I just left 82nd, dog. Like, I don't want to do static line.
Ever again.
But I didn't say that shit.
Roger that.
Fuck yeah, roger that. And guess what's on the list to become a fucking team sergeant? Number one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You stack line JM. Just a few months after that, go on my first J set, come back, go on a free fall team. What's the first thing you need to go? Stack line JM.
Mm-hmm.
Everything and there was other factors. I worked my butt off. I had great teammates that fucking beat things into my head to be a better person, to be a better Green Beret. So it wasn't just JM, but JM and JHM, John Michael, and his leadership and his bruntness and his ability to lead, the way he led, it did factor in. It did lead to success because I did show up with things that I needed. I didn't question anything the team sergeant said. I didn't question anything my senior said. I didn't question anything. You just did it because I was already used to that. And years later, now I'm talking to John Michael, and he's like, man, that was rough. I'm like, yeah, you were a team sergeant at a time of war. You're an op sergeant at a time of war, dude.
Right.
You were mentored a certain way. You came from the 82nd. I understood that leadership. Shut the fuck up and move out and do it. Were you always the best? No. You had a lot of rough feathers, but you know what? Every single dude from that team or from a sister team that you had mentored or coached at some point in your time as an ops sergeant, there's 3 or 4 of us became warrant officers. You've got team sergeants. You've got dudes that went to C37, became team sergeants over there. Yeah, okay, it wasn't conventional. You did a lot of hard things, but we succeeded.
Yeah, and like I said, the ripple effect.
The ripple effect.
Yeah.
You learn a lot from, dude, I've had great leaders, great team sergeants, great officers, and I learned a lot from them too. But you have to stop looking at everybody looking for perfection and everything. Mm-hmm. John Michael wasn't perfect. He was not. But everything he said he was going to execute for you, he came through. Like, and so many other team sergeants did the same thing for me. Like, they weren't perfect. Like Mac, my other team sergeant, he wasn't fucking perfect. But everything he did and he said he was going to accomplish or do for you, he came through. Yeah,
it's those little things, right? And it's something so important, but yet so easy to fuck up, right?
Yeah.
It's so easy to fuck it up. And I can distinctly remember, like, I was very, very aware of my faults, my strengths and my weaknesses, right? And I do not think I was a good platoon sergeant. Now the guys will attest to it differently, but as far as I was concerned, you know what I mean? I was like, it's not really my strong suit, you know what I mean? But luckily I had people to lean on, you know what I'm saying? And to your point, some of the things that I was forced to do paid the most dividends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
And you just don't realize it at the time. You know what I mean? The things that I fought tooth and nail, I'd rather die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it turned out I'm still cashing checks on some of that shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing, you know, to have leadership like that. And I was always very, very fortunate as well. Like, I lucked out. I had good NCOs. I had good officers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I have to think pretty hard, you know, to find bad examples, you know.
Yeah.
Of course they're there. And I'm sure I am in somebody's story. You know what I mean? Like, depending on what day they were.
Yeah, dude. That's the caveat. You're
you know?
in somebody's story, you're the best leader they ever had, and in somebody's story, you're the worst leader.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. And it's understandable, man. Like, I remember, I forget where it was. I think I'd graduated SUT.
And what is SUT?
Small unit tactics in the Q course. And I was walking out of a PX, and you know, I'm E5 sergeant. I'm walking out, and this other sergeant comes by, and he makes it a point to stop, and he's like, "You don't fucking remember me, do you?" And I was like, "No, dude." Like,
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He's like,
fuck, do I owe you money?
Yeah, he's like, fuck you. And I was like, whoa, dude.
Roger that.
And I was just like, I'm already in a queue, so I'm like, and at first I was like, and then I realized I was like, that dude knows me from the 82nd. That dude knows me from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I fucked up, man. At some point, and it was an insult to injury because I didn't remember him. And I was like, fuck, dude. And it got to me not from like, fuck this dude, but from a point finally in my life, I got to a point where I understood like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, a little bit of self-reflection.
What am I doing to create that sort of core memory in somebody to where he's like, and dude, I was taken aback. I was like, I got to do better in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I got to do better. Like, at least to a point where somebody doesn't have a moment of like, finally, I get to have this.
Yeah,
like,
for sure, dude.
Dude, I was half expecting this dude to like just fucking clock me, but he just walked away, and I'm like, man.
Did you ever find out what?
No.
Or who? No shit. Oh
No.
man,
No.
that's oh my god. I had once a similar instance where I was walking on a stalk lane.
Yeah.
And man, I'm Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. If I was on the truck, everyone's going home. But if I was on the lane, man, I would hug some fucking pigs, dude. I would, man. I would cheat, like. And I grabbed this kid, and like, I'm not obviously compromising my integrity, but like, hey, this kid's struggling. He's trying, you know what I mean? Like, hey, just follow me. I said, I can't pull the trigger for you, but just do what I do. Let me show you, right? And so I put this kid in a position. He needs this 100 points.
Yeah.
He has. I'm like, you will get 100 fucking points here. No questions asked. Just, are you good? And I get the head down from him. Yeah. And I fucked off, right? And about 15 minutes later, the truck called me, and they're like, Dagan, turn around. And I was like, for what? And I turned around, and this kid is. Like, he has left the perfect, man, I lost my shit. Like, not only did I borderline compromise my integrity by helping you, bending the fucking rules, dude. Yeah. But I took it as a personal fucking insult.
Yeah.
Like, I completely clicked off fucking safe. And he's going to listen to this, and he's going to remember. And, of course, he didn't pass. You know what I mean? And I didn't handle it well, And so years pass. Yeah. Years pass. And I'm showing up to selection at Blackwater to start the OGA contract. And who's holding the clipboard? And I was like, oh, fuck.
No way.
1,000%. And he sees me, I see him, and like I said, he's just kind of, and I'm struggling. I'm like,
oh shit.
How did this end? Did this end well? I can't remember. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I walked up to him. I'm like, hey man, and he was like, what's up? I go, are we good? He goes, yeah, dude, we're way good. You know what I mean? He's like, I deserved it. You know what I mean? Kind of like, like he's like,
Yeah.
But for
I'll tell you who's not going to pass.
I can tell you, yeah. No, as a matter of fact, we're not good at all. Like, you can pack your shit,
It's that moment in Billy Madison.
1,000%, dude. Yeah, the lipstick list, for sure. I was like, I am so fucked,
Oh, man.
And we're friends to this day. You know
nice.
what I mean?
Good.
And to this day, he's like, dude, because, this is years later. I was like, why did you do that? What made you? And he was like, man, he goes, once you left, he goes, I couldn't, we called it burning a window, burning through the vegetation. He's like, I couldn't, you know what I mean? And of course, in my head, I'm like, are you kidding me? You had a drive-in movie theater fucking size loophole look, but he, winds changed or whatever, but he obviously wasn't doing it to fuck me off. You know what I mean? Which is how I took it. But friends to this day. I hope I'm sure he's well wherever he's at. But when I saw him with that clipboard, I was like, okay, the bill has come, and now I'm going to pay it, so luckily. The people that have both, it's crazy to me, like, the people that had a negative impact are just as memorable. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And man, I hope, I pray that I'm just not on too many of those lists. Yeah. I hope I'm positive.
I think I struggle with one person. Out of my entire military career, I struggled with forgiving and giving grace to one leader. And I tell people to pray and pray for not just for your friends and family members, but pray for the people that have wronged you, that you have a grievance with. That's who you pray for. And this is not from me. This comes from my wife. And I started doing it because, happy wife, happy life.
Right.
And everything that she's ever told me to do, turns out, is a really good idea. Shout out to Miss Caballero.
Mm-hmm.
And I started doing that for certain people. And life has a way, man. If certain people then come into your sphere, certain people come back into your circle, and then now you're allies in a fight together. I no kidding, that's happened to me in my life. One person that I thought, I'm like, I'm never gonna support this person. I'm never ever going to have this person on my show. We're never gonna talk. I don't care where I see him. I'm never gonna acknowledge him. You start praying and praying and praying and praying, and every morning, because you establish this pattern of when, like for me, when I pray the rosary, like there's a pause, a moment to acknowledge people or somebody you want to pray for. And I would say his name over and over. Then I would go on to my family and everybody, my friends. And then it softened in my heart. And then before I knew it, I had this opportunity to work with him, to be in a circle with him. And then I started acknowledging the positives that this person does on a daily basis. And I'm like, wait a second. It's not just about me. Like, look at all the greater good he does. Look at the greater good that's going on here. Mm-hmm. That is a powerful lesson. This is a powerful lesson. But there's one person I have a hard time. It's a hard time because this dude was so toxic, so volatile, so horrible. Not just to me, but everybody else in my 82nd company. And it was just such a hard time for me personally, because he targeted me for a while. And he would do some other, and finally, it wasn't because the NCOs rose up. It was because we're blessed to have these audacious lieutenants that didn't take kindly to this guy. They finally figured out, and they found a way to get him out. And I'll say his name, Timothy Jordan, wherever he's at. He's just not a good person. Not a good. I mean, especially in the time of combat, that was a hard thing for us. Like, it's the combat rotation, and you're choosing to do this to your own people. This is hard.
Without getting, I mean, obviously don't, say anything that you can or don't, but did you experience that quite a bit in your combat rotations? Like, did you experience ever?
That's the only time.
Really?
That's the only time I ever had a leader, a direct line leader that was that bad. That friggin' bad.
Is it just ineptitude or cowardice or a combination? All the bad things.
All the bad things. I mean, but the one thing that I will say, looking back, it galvanized the entire company. It made us, like, from first platoon to third platoon, fourth, everybody,
just banding together. Yeah, I'm tracking.
Together.
Yep,
everybody. And we still joke. We made jokes about that man, that we still call each other or text or do voice threads and make fun of him.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the silver lining. Like, it became a thing that we all rallied around. Like, this guy's not going to look out for us or take care of us.
That's so brutal, dude.
He's such a bad leader and a bad human being. And I try to understand, and I try to, my main thing is, I want you to get better. I want you to be a better human being. And I have to try to understand that maybe Timothy was dealing with something so painful, so wrong, that it cost him to lash out on everybody. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was. But I mean, for you to take out and just be such a vile person to your own soldiers, your own paratroopers. As a leader, as a first sergeant, the number one thing on your list would be, take care of my dudes. Like, for all of us, looking back, the number one thing that we visualized he had on his whiteboard was, fuck over my dudes.
Yeah.
And that sucks, because I know for a fact nobody calls him to be like, hey, man, how you doing? Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of that make your bed, you kind of lie in it type of thing. But I think it speaks volumes to your maturity, being able to take that pregnant pause and go, well, maybe I don't know his full story.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to do in the moment.
It is. And I will tell you, man, like, I'm blessed. I'm lucky. I made it out of that company. A lot of my friends made it out. They went on to do great things. He did screw over some people, though. He did screw over some careers. You know, some people's like families were affected, and I'm blessed it didn't happen to me. And I'm blessed for the most part, everybody that I know was able to course correct and things got better as they went on through their lives. But I wonder what life could have been like, that deployment could have been like if we had a different first sergeant. And but we need challenges, and I understand that. I know life gives us what we need, not what we want. Like, we needed that challenge. I needed that because what if we had a different first sergeant? I never saw that negativity displayed.
Right.
What if that would have became my model of like, oh yeah, this is what I need to be. Like, I think all of us quickly understood, like, no matter what happens, don't be that.
Yeah, for sure. We had I won't say his name, but we had a team leader over in Afghanistan, and I don't think you could fuck it up harder than this dude did. I mean, this dude was a red belt and fucking shit up. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, God, are you doing it on purpose? You got to be doing it on purpose. And it was 90 days of hell. You know what I mean? It was just like putting out this dude's fires. Left and right. And this isn't like, oh, check out fucking Hoot, he's badass. I'm just saying, like, that 90-day trip was the worst 90 days, not ever, but at the time, it was in the running. But, man, I learned so much.
Yep.
I was forced into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been, like, that 90-day trip made me. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Or at least made me better than I was prior.
Yep.
You know, because you didn't have a choice.
That's
you know what I mean? Like,
you have to adapt and quickly start working because
like,
the mission can't fail.
This guy is a fucking problem. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we got to figure out a way to work around this dude. You know?
Hey guys,
I mean?
I solved their communication problems. I put a thumb drive in the red side.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You said something about the radio operators. My radio operator, my sniper platoon. He's like, "Why me? Why me?" I'm like, "Cause you're dependable, bro." I said, you know, and he's, you know, like, but and he was, and he still is, and he's gonna hear this. But yeah, he had a major case. He asked, "Why do I got to be the fucking comms guy?" You know, I was like, nobody wants to be the comms guy, but everybody needs the comms guy. Dude. Hands down. Yeah, hands down. He was he was fucking awesome, but I'll never forget it because he had genuine like hurt in his eyes.
Yeah.
Like, why? What did I do to you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, this isn't a punishment.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna be better for this. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm being honest, I should know it just as well as I want you to know it. But you know what I mean? Like, you only have so much bandwidth, blah, blah, blah. And
that's funny. Like, how often does somebody see worth and, you know, potential in you, but at the moment it feels like a punishment?
Yeah, it feels like a punishment. Yeah, he was like, what did I do wrong? I'm like, you did everything right.
I just want to fuck off with the dudes.
You're right. Yeah, I'm like, I really need these radios filled, so hurry up. You know. Yeah, shout out to Oscar because God, he had an incredible career after I left. Yeah, it's once again, you know, thank God for those leaders, the good and the bad, right? Yep. The good and the bad. Because I was so blessed to have very, very solid leadership 98% of the time.
Yeah.
You know, 98% of the time. And I'll full admit, like, I'm usually half the fucking problem. You know what I mean? Like, let's see, you know. I've been accused of being how did one guy put it? He goes hypercritical of leadership, you know, and I'm like, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's a good way to put
checks.
it. Yeah, you're telling me I'm a fucking asshole, is what you're saying, you know. But in the Green Beret community, in the sniper reconnaissance, like in the infantry, I don't like you're held at such a high standard.
Yeah, and
so it's real for me. Like that was the kind of like, hey man, let's not be 15 minutes prior to 15 minutes prior. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's, you know, like, I'm not trying to out-SOCOM the next guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, recognizing people for their strengths and their weaknesses. And, you know, at the end of the day, it was kind of integrity and effort.
Yeah.
If you had integrity and was max effort, then what more can you really ask for?
Yeah.
You know, if you ask me, you know what I'm saying? The world according to me, which doesn't make it right.
Yeah. No, it's true, man. Like I remember my first senior was like physically fit, administratively, like you have to know your shit administratively and be tactically confident and like capable. Like you're rarely going to find somebody that has all those maxed out.
Right.
Like, but that shouldn't tell you that you need to be striving for that. Like that's what you should always be looking at in your leaders and for yourself. Like if you suck at the administrative skill, but you max out the tactical and the physical, guess what you need to work on?
Right, exactly.
Because that's what's going to get you out the door. But if you're the physically fit guy and the administratively guy, but you don't have the tactical know-how, bro, like what's going to happen? Your end job is to get out there and fight. That's what we were doing in the GWAT. So you need to fucking bone up on that. And I'll never forget that because out of all the Green Berets that I worked with, that was the dude. That was the one. That first senior I had, that was the guy. Like straight, like, and we are constantly looking for that in that environment, looking for that leader. It's got all three of those attributes. But he was the only person I ever saw that was constantly working on all three. And it was, when I look back on my career, like what an amazing first senior to have. Not because he coddled me, not because he's like, hey, come here, guy. No. He was just who he was, and he put that at the forefront, and you saw it. The dude could have been like, it wasn't the tallest dude, but in my eyes, I still always remember him as being like 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
like,
for
just
sure.
Always about the business, always about the. Now he knew how to have fun, had a lot of good times, but that dude was the best Green Beret I ever saw in my entire career, and it was like that. In that little bit of wisdom that he dropped, like. He never fucked around. Like he didn't. He wasn't the guy that yelled. He wasn't the guy that got upset. He was the dude that led quietly and confidently. And he always like, we about to have a shooting competition. He's about to show you some work. He's about to put out some. Hey, we need to get this mission packet put through. He's gonna show you how to do it, or damn sure show you where to get the information for it. And that's when I realized, like, fuck, dude, that's what I gotta be. That's what I need to get to. And like, I've never achieved it. 100% never achieved what that dude, what he displayed. But I damn sure strived for it.
Right.
Every single fucking day.
Someone to emulate, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone to emulate. I think, so it's easy for me anyways. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Like for me, it's easy to look back on those individuals.
Yeah.
Like every block of time, I can look back to people that were extremely influential. And with all that being said, one question that I always like, what's your biggest regret? What's something that you look back on now and go, man, I really missed the fucking mark on that?
100%. Being a better human being, being a better mentor. I was a dog shit senior. Dog shit. Absolutely dog shit senior. And yeah, I have some success with some individuals, but I wasn't their direct line senior and mentor. And what I should have done is address that need for me, for I.
Yeah.
And said, let me go to SWIC. Let me figure out.
And for the audience sake,
it's going back to schoolhouse.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Special Forces, like John F. K., Special Forces Center. I should have gone back. I should have learned how to be an instructor. I should have learned how to be a real mentor and coach to somebody. We look at that assignment as a dread because we got to leave Florida. Who wants to leave Destin, Florida to go back to North Carolina? But when I look at my career, I'm grateful that I found my path in being a warrant officer because I think I hit my stride as a warrant officer, really understood how to give back and directly mentor somebody because I didn't have to mentor from a perspective of just my job, just my lane of I'm an 18 Bravo. But as an 18 Bravo, I fucking sucked as a mentor, as a coach, as a senior. I was a great friend. I was a great buddy, but I was a dog shit mentor and coach. And that's why I preach on it and harp on it so much. And I wish I would have had somebody that said, hey man, if you want to do this, if you really want to be that force multiplier, you need to learn how to be an actual instructor, an actual leader that molds somebody to do the job. And I didn't get that. I didn't do that, and I didn't prioritize it. I didn't. It was very my career, my vision, my way of doing something. And I look back on it, so much friction. Do it this fucking way. You fucking suck. Like, this is horrible. No direct understanding of like, what do you need as a human being? How can I make you a better person? How can I make you excited to come into work and do this with me?
Yeah, right.
Like,
full circle. Like,
yeah.
Are you a positive experience in someone's day-to-day, or
the MOS,
is it a dread?
Yeah, the team is the team, and people, but you and in your section, you guys should be fucking close. And I never fostered that. I never fostered that with my junior. It was always like, fuck, you suck. You need to do this better. Okay, how about you highlight what he's doing right?
Yeah.
Celebrate him a little bit. Amp him up. Try to do something. And I didn't see a value of like, oh, whatever. You know, he's an 18 Bravo, I'm an 18 Bravo. Here's what you need to do. You need to do this better. Like, yeah, okay. You gave him ownership of a task. Good job. Does he look up to you? Does he want to emulate you the way that you looked up to your senior? Fuck no.
Was there a pivotal moment, do you think, that made you change that? Or was it just operational experience and maturity? Or
maturity, and when I left, when I became a senior NCO, I saw the importance of it. It's one thing, you can be a great dude, and everybody can love you and say, man, you're a great dude. You're awesome. You know all the shit. What about your junior? Like the same, I didn't key into it because I wasn't thinking about it, because it was very much looking at my lived experience, my lane, my shit that I'm dealing with, what I'm going through, never stepping out of myself and seeing that individual that's going to be taking over this team and seeing, how can I make him better?
Right.
What can I do for him? What can I do to bridge a gap to say, hey man, like, let's work on this. What can we do? At the time, and I don't beat myself up too much because I was young, and the time that you have, like, you come back from a deployment, you're already gearing up for the next one. You already got a JSET down the pipeline. But the reality is, like, if I really wanted to be the best capable NCO, I should have done some self-reflection. I should have pulled in my junior and been like, hey man, like, what do you need? How do you learn best? What are you excited about in this job? Never took that time, never took that opportunity. Not because I didn't like him. I think he was a great fucking dude. I have so many great memories of hanging out.
Right.
But being a mentor, being a senior on a team is not just hanging out, riding motorcycles together and going to Red Door. No. It's figuring out what that human wants in life. What does he want to learn? What MOSs? So what specialty skills do you want to get? No.
Yeah. It's like, can you imagine doing it all over?
Oh,
like
bro.
How different?
Yeah. It would be completely different. Completely different. And the first thing that I would say is don't forget what you learned as a fire team leader in the 82nd.
Right.
Like, don't forget that shit. Like, I still remember every one of my privates, every one of my dudes on my fire team, and still think of that time fondly. Why didn't I think of it and treat it the same way when you have, because you see that Green Beret is, oh, you figure it out. You're not, I got told to figure it out. Go figure it out, dude. You're an E6, dude. Go figure it out. E6 or he just graduated the Q course. Like, I didn't take the time to figure out how to communicate with another human being, how to be a better teammate. Like, I sucked. I failed all the fucking time. It's not about being funny. It's not about being a good dude. You got to be a great teammate, a great fucking teammate that everybody wants fucking around that team room, that says like, hey, he's always helping out. He's always doing this. My journey, like as a young Green Beret, was very me, I. What can I do? How can I advance? Then you get that junior, and that focus should have been like, how can I get him to advance? Yeah. How can I get him to flourish? What does he need? And instead, I saw it more of like, okay, we're a section. If you fail, I fail. What do we need to do? It was very, what's the next task? What's the next do out? How do we accomplish it? High five. Let's go drink beer. Let's go to Red Door. Let's meet up. You don't need another friend. You don't need another friend at Crab Island. You need a mentor.
Yeah, I agree.
But I didn't see that emulated. And I'm trying to find a scapegoat. It was my failure. But I didn't understand how to be a good Green Beret mentor and coach, because it was just like, for me, it was, hey, this is my job, and he'll figure it out too.
Yeah. Would you say would you say, and I'm trying not to stretch here because I think I know the answer, is that where a lot of the passion comes in Security Halt?
Yeah.
And
100%. I champion things because I fucking failed at them, and I now built a fucking a metrics board of things that you need to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
If I was plugged into faith, if I was worried about my mental health and getting assistance for the things that I was struggling with, maybe I'd still be on a team. I could have been a better NCO. I could have been a better warrant officer. The human factor, the human domain doesn't get talked about enough. We focus way too much on hardware. We focus way too much on the latest kit.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't stop to think like, hey, man, at some point you're going to break down because you've been doing this for X amount of years and it's about time for an oil change. I didn't think anything was going to ever hit me or impact me because I wasn't focused on it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go read white paper studies. I didn't learn anything about ACE reporting. And I thought that I escaped my childhood trauma, that I escaped the environment. And I'm like, fine, I got over it. If I didn't, then we would have had an issue. But I didn't. I escaped. So I'm good. Just keep pushing everything down.
Don't ever talk
about this stuff.
Yeah.
No one needs to know about that. But you get older and things break. You see things. You experience things. And then you don't understand how it's affecting you. Oh, fuck, why is that affecting me so much? Oh, because it's tapping into something you experienced as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that couldn't be it. I'm just going to ignore it. I'll go drink. We'll drink about it.
You're right. We'll drink about it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what would you say is the most, with Security Halt, and because you've had a ton of hitters, a ton of fucking people on, like what would you say is the overarching, do you think the tide is changing?
I do.
You know what I mean? And we've had conversations. It's not a loaded question. Like, is it because we're in the sphere, or is it because it's actually changing? Like, what are
because we're actually changing. I think more people are championing different things, but it all centrally comes back to connectedness, man. Like if we stay in touch with human beings and connect with each other, not just on phones, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the big things that we talk about, and this direct, I'm not trying to move out of the question, but suicide is one of the biggest things that we're fighting right now. And I've sat down with so many doctors, so many scholars, so many researchers, everybody from lived experience people to the doctors at the forefront of this thing. And everybody wants to throw more money. And everybody wants, we need to do this. We need this modality. But we just stay connected.
Yeah.
But we just actually plug in. We can talk about the resources. We can talk about how we can get somebody to care. But it's not going to fucking do anything if we can't reach that person when they're in crisis. And let me tell you something. If I don't stay in touch with you, if I don't call and check in on you, and then I get a message on Facebook saying, oh, Dagan's in trouble, are you going to really answer the fucking phone when I call you? No.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not. Because I haven't been there. I haven't checked in on you. I haven't said anything to you in weeks and months, maybe years.
Yeah.
So when you're in crisis and your phone goes off and it's me and like, fuck, Danny, I haven't talked to him since fucking 2026. Fuck that dude. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
But Billy texts you. You talk to Billy every single day. Fuck, man. I talk to Billy every single day. All right. Just talk to him real quick, and then I'll go back to my plan. Hey, man, what's up? How you doing? Oh, yeah, man, I'm not doing too good. All right. Let's keep talking. What's going on? I'm in a car. I've got a pistol in my hand. Hey, cool. I'm right there. I'm driving to you. Give me the location.
Mm-hmm.
No, fuck that. No, dude, please do me a favor. At least let's talk face-to-face before you do it. And I'm changing the names, but that's a real situation.
Yeah, for sure.
And that really fucking happens.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are willing to stay connected with your peer group, your own little LGOP, little groups of paratroopers, funniest fucking acronym I learned in 80 seconds.
I was going to say, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Little groups of paratroopers, man. Because it comes from you doing a mass tack, and you're all fucking discombobulated. You, like me, hit like a sack of shit, and you're fucking waking up dazed because you got knocked out unconscious. Yeah. And you wake up, you're like, oh, fuck, what the fuck, what am I doing?
That hurt.
And you see somebody running, you're like, yeah, me and you, let's run. And you run to your fucking little Steiner aid, and you're like, all right, cool, we got a little group, 4 of us make it. Little group of paratroopers. Whether it's 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, maybe 5 people that you keep in touch with, and you talk and you communicate. And then when you're in trouble, maybe you reach out to them before you go do something. Mm-hmm. Like that's the real thing that I try to champion, and I try to tell people, man, like, yes, you got to soften your heart a little bit. You got to get over this idea that everybody has to struggle and be in pain, because that's not true. And we're all dealing with it. I mean, just obviously I'm not going to use any names, but just in the past, in the past month, there's been 2, if not 3. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like every time that group chat lights up, I'm like, there's a 50% chance this is not going to be good fucking news.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, and man, it's like, what do you do? What do you do? You know what I mean? Like, it's, would that phone call have changed it? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I mean?
Dude, it's hard. It's hard living that, getting that phone call, dealing with a friend that's in active addiction, and it's every night, and you tell yourself, fuck, what am I going to do? Dude, he's drunk again. He's high on Xanax and alcohol. What the fuck am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying all this to tell guys, gals, if you're listening, build out the network. You can't be there every single night. Mm-hmm. You can't. It'll burn you the fuck out. That's why I tell people, grow a network, at least 5 friends. One of you is not doing so good. Maybe 3 of you are pretty good, 70%, you're 80%. There's not one friend that's 60. You can reach out to multiple people. You don't have to be the one that answers a phone call every single night. But by building that trusted network of people that he feels comfortable reaching out or she feels comfortable reaching out, if he can't get a hold of you, if he won't listen to you and your voice or reasoning, maybe he'll listen to another friend. Mm-hmm. And then maybe all the rest of you, the remaining 4 of you, can gather around him and finally say, hey, man, we think you should go to Warrior's Heart. Alcohol's been you've been drinking way too much alcohol. It's now a factor. It's keeping you from living your best life. Maybe there's some change you can do from this. And that's a shameless plug to them and their program because it freaking works when it comes to addiction. It works. And there's thousands of nonprofits and programs we can talk about. But at least if you're plugged in with your trusted group of 5, you guys can be there for each other. I didn't want to do that, but I'm telling you, it saves lives.
Yeah, and it's because I don't agree with this or believe this anymore, but there was definitely a time where it's synonymous with weakness.
Yes, dude.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm just gonna whether it's a good activity or a bad activity, I'm just gonna lean hard into this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And unfortunately, a lot of times it's bad activities. You know. It's self-medication, it's alcoholism, it's whatever. You can you can turn anything into an addiction.
Yes, you can.
And like that when I went down and did that experimental treatment down through in Mexico through vets, like I didn't think I was fucked up. You know what I mean? I didn't. Turns out, you know what I mean?
There's fucking nothing wrong with me.
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
fine.
fuck.
Yeah, I am fucking perfect. It turns out, wow. You know what I'm saying? And so I think you do a fantastic job on the show, pushing that because it just can't, it can't be talked about enough. You know what I mean? And I've experienced it. I'm sure you've experienced it. Like I said, every time that chat lights up, it's like, who's it going to be today? You know what I mean? And man, sometimes it's like, and it's a controversial topic, and I definitely am not. I used to shit on it super hard. Like I'd be like, oh man, that person did what? You know what I mean? And then over the years, it's like, oh, I still don't agree with it, but I can see where guys and gals get there.
Yeah,
I really do. You know what I mean? Which I don't know which is more shocking. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you get to the point where you think that's an option?
Bro, I will tell you from my lived experience. I will tell you, I wasn't doing well. I came back from my last deployment, and everything was falling off the rails. Physically, I was in chronic pain. I couldn't focus my left eye. It was constantly out of focus. Didn't know what the fuck that was about. I didn't have anything that was telling me that like, oh, this direct correlates to this event. Everything was falling apart. I couldn't think straight. I couldn't talk. To have a conversation took all of my energy. It was like I was trying to operate and force myself to operate at my highest capacity, but it was at like 60% at best. Like to try to read, to try to write an email, to try to remember how to get home. None of the things I was experiencing made fucking sense. Because I'm looking at myself. I have my arms, I got my hands, I got my feet, but I'm falling the fuck apart. And I'm like, I'm lying to my mental health practitioner. I'm lying to everybody. I just need some resources, some things going on. And finally I get a neuropsych eval and go through all those fucking tests. And the doctor's like, okay, we have some definitive measurement of where you're at cognitively. And it's like, I joke about it and I tell people it's like that scene in Forrest Gump where he's like, Mrs. Gump, this is normal people. This is me. Yeah. You're telling me that the person I was, and I wasn't some physical specimen, I'm not trying to say, but I was able to become senior NC. I was able to become a warrant officer. I was able to deploy and do all these things. And you're telling me that that's where I am on this chart? Like I am, and you're not even trying to like help me understand what's going on. It's like, no, we have some insane indicators that you're dealing with some insane problems. We have to get you help. You have to get seen at a polytrauma treatment center when you figure out what's wrong with your brain. And I'm like, you can't help me understand what's going on. No one was talking about repeated blast exposure. No one was talking about operator syndrome. Nobody was talking about all the repetitive head impacts, like how that incorporates in what can happen to you through allostatic load. No one's explaining that to me. They're just telling me like, here's where people are, here's where operators normally at, and here's where you're at. Forever? You're telling me that if I get heated in an argument with my wife and I can't talk, I have to write it out on the whiteboard, that's going to be the rest of my life? You're telling me that I can't remember where I put things in my house and that's my life for the rest, forever? That I can't manage my day-to-day functions, that this is it? Like, fuck that. I'm done. There's nothing. I had my career plan, because the way they do, it's insane how often you have to submit your baseball card to your battalion, company, warrant officer, company. And then I'm like, dude, I'm going to go take up one of these gigs down at Sauk South. I'm going to do that. I'm like, you plan out your entire life and these little baseball cards. I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to be a Green Beret warrant officer. I'm going to do great things. And in a matter of just a few months, boom, somebody's telling me that that's not the reality. Because there's no bedside manner. He's telling you exactly what they measured. And it's like, what they're saying and what I'm interpreting is, you're mentally fucking retarded, dog. You ain't doing this job forever. And I'm like, okay, cool. You're telling me I'm going to struggle like this just to fucking be able to barely function? Nobody can understand my emails. I can't understand what I'm fucking writing. Nope. Fuck that.
Yeah, and you go from, like I said, Mr. Do-It-All, Superman, spraying S on my chest, to an absolute fucking burden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a tough fucking gear to switch into.
I think in the matter of the same week, I tank my mission in brief for the next rotation going on. And I'm like, dude, fuck this, dude. I can't function. I'm not performing at the top. Fuck this. You know what? Fuck you guys. Fuck this. I am mad at this. I'm not going to go out here. Like, my mentality was like, I just got done with a combat trip. At least that was a high note. At least I did good on that trip. At least I had everybody's going to walk away knowing that I did good for that. That's something enough for me to hang my hat on. Like, I'm going to check out. And having that plan gave me confidence. It made me feel like, okay, I have control of something. I have control of something. I know how this is going to end, and they're not going to. And I had this idea that like, I'm going to get put in some like fucking office. I'm going to be like just this retard and nobody wants to be around. Yeah. And I'm like, that's not going to be me. Like, if I can't do this job, because that's all I equated in my life. Yeah, I came from nothing. I have nothing else to hang my hat on because I'm not focused on being a husband. That's not something I was admiring or looking forward to. I don't have any kids, so I'm not a father. Like, everything else in every other aspect of my life is, and for me at that moment, I thought was a failure. The only thing I've ever accomplished was getting this beret and having this tab.
It's your identity. You
take that away from me, fuck it.
I quit.
And I didn't tell my wife, I didn't fucking tell anybody. I'm like, my wife's going to deploy. I had it all strategic. I bought her a nice, we have an amazing house that I bought for us. She's going to love it. She's going to be great. I'll do it downstairs in the downstairs bathroom, which they can spray out. It'll be good. Had it completely mapped out. And in one moment of vulnerability with the therapist that I've been lying to for fucking over a year, I said, I have a plan. I'm going to execute this thing and I'm done. I'm fucking done lying to you. I don't know what the fuck's going on in my head. Like, every opportunity that I think I'm being given leads to nothing. Every surgery that I get leads to more fucking pain. why? Why continue living? Why continue living this way?
Yeah.
Like I'm a fucking failure in my team now. I can't do what other warrants are doing. Everybody's lapping me because I'm viewing everybody else as exceeding. It's going to 50 million miles away. Like I can't do this anymore. I try to fake it, but I can't do it. Like I can't succeed. Like I'm not winning. And like every little bit of effort I put into this gets me fucking nowhere. Why? Why am I going to continue faking it when I can just end it? And at that time, she's like, we can get you to a hospital right now. Like, we can get you somewhere. And I'm like, all right, I'll try it. And that was the single greatest moment out of that entire journey of pain and anger and resentment and bitterness I could have ever done. Accepting help from someone to go somewhere where you can't have your boots or your shoes, you can't have shoelaces, you can't have your belt, you're completely controlled. But Dagan, I walked in the Laurel Ridge Treatment Center, and I kid you not, Green Beret, Ranger, SEAL, MARSOC Raider.
Yep.
Same fucking stories. Same stories. I can't talk. I can't focus. I don't know where the fuck I put anything. Like, holy shit. I thought I was an anomaly. I thought I'm sitting here looking at other individuals with the same thing. But some of them are addicted to alcohol. Some of them are addicted to pain medication. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, fuck, dude, like, what is going on? To finally go through and, it's finally having to explain everything you go through in your life. Because they it's not a place for you to be comfortable. It's a place for you to be honest and finally talk about things. And there's an entire life of shit that I never talked about to anybody. Because I came from a friggin' pretty dramatic, pretty insane childhood that I didn't sit back and talk about or experience or just sit there and talk to myself and be like, hey, man, you made it through this. Nope, I'm not going to acknowledge it. That's the first time I just tell everybody from day one, my earliest memory till friggin' what got me to that place. And the therapist in there, once I was done with that first word vomit, it was just like, what the fuck?
Well, there's a lot to unpack here. Yeah.
And it was just small little progress day in, day out. And I look back at the person I was before I went there and the person I was after I left there. And especially after I left the STAR program, because, they're able to help you with the mental health stuff. They can't do anything for what you're dealing with in here cognitively. The damage has been done. You have to go see, individuals for that. And going to that treatment facility was also life-changing. Like getting somebody to finally say, no, there's some real damage here, but it's not going to be we're going to help you figure out how to navigate your life. Like being able to take a step back, being able to understand how to engage with people all over again, understand limitations. The memory's still fucked. 100%. You look at the reason I carry 2 phones. You look at the reason why I have an iPad and carry a laptop everywhere. It's because I am deeply connected to these devices for everything, for schedules, for locations, everything. I'm surprised I can travel by myself.
Yeah.
But
how did I get here?
Yeah, but giving you tools and resources that you're like, look, I still don't trust the voice in my head when it comes to anything. When it comes to managing my day-to-day life, I need a schedule. If I were to manage my own schedule, I would tell you everything that I have for this week would be wrong. Same with remembering simple things. But that's okay. That's nothing to commit suicide for. Yeah. That's where I was. Migraines aren't something to commit suicide for. Chronic pain isn't something. And I'm telling you, there's a better life out there. You just need help. You have to be willing to ask for it. And the single greatest thing, again, connection. But right alongside that, vulnerability.
Sure.
Being willing to say, I need help. Shit, you couldn't get me to do that except for that one day, that one key moment. And if it wasn't for that woman, for the key phrases, for the way she got me through that discussion, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't fucking be here. And that's the reality when somebody sees their life as being over because they have this singular focus on their purpose and their identity. This is the only thing. I'm like, dude, you weren't even that good of a fucking dude. You weren't no one's going to remember you in history for being a Green Beret.
But not in the movie that's playing in his head.
Yeah.
Or mine, for that matter.
Exactly.
You know, right.
Like, you know what people remember you for, Denny? For being a good husband, for being a good father,
Yep.
for being a good friend, for being a good advocate for other people. Like, holy shit, there's a whole life. There's a whole different world for you to explore and venture into. But
1,000%,
But dude, I was so focused on this one thing that, like, this is the only thing I've achieved. And not to minimize it, it was a great career I got to do. But at the end of the day, that's not everything. That's a small part of your life that you, by and large, you will forget a vast majority of it. You will.
Yeah, isn't that strange?
Yeah.
Isn't that strange? I'm going to make a joke, but it's not a laughing matter. Like, what happens when Batman can't be Batman anymore?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, as an avid comic book nerd, you know what I mean? Like, I'm watching
Same.
these, and I'm like, right? Like, I'm watching these movies, and I'm like, what happens when he can't be Batman anymore? What does he do?
I tell you, he struggles with the same thing, and then he finds himself listening to Security Halt and be like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. What was that number again? Yeah. What was it? Yeah.
I need to go to Laurel Ridge. Alfred.
Yeah. Bring the car around, Alfred. Yeah.
Plug-in star program.
For me, it was like mine was lack of control. You know what I mean? Like when I hit what I'll call like my worst period, I still had good physical health. My mental health was obviously questionable, and things that, like I said, it's going to sound cliche when I say it. Like so much is not in your control, anyways, but you think it is, right? And I had lost control, or thought that I had lost control of all of these things, right? And so I grabbed my pistol. You know what I mean? And of course, it sounds bad. You know what I mean? he grabbed his what? But I stared at that thing, not with any intentions of using it, but I was like, I know that I can control this thing.
Yeah.
It won't go off unless I make it go off. It's the only thing I can control. That in that moment, I was like, you know, which of course, you know, if you were to have walked up on me, be like, oh boy, what's going on here? Looks bad, but like it was almost meditative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, if I hold on to this thing, at least I know there's one thing that I'm in control of, because I'm obviously not in control of myself. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It does.
And that was kind of the moment for me where I was like, once again, never once that I wonder what this thing tastes like. You know, like that didn't go through my head, at least not legitimately, but like, okay, I need some help here. You know what I mean? In any way, now I'm going to start looking for help, you know, and asking for help, you know, and seeking that out to, you know, there's so many resources now these days, you know what I mean? You know, back then it all I had to do was ask a couple times and then I got my answer, you know? But the guy, I think that is, if you had to pinpoint one thing, I think it is that loss of identity. It's that loss of purpose or perceived loss of purpose, right? And I don't know if I said it on your show. I know I've said it on here, where you had that pivotal moment with a therapist, right? Well, my therapist, he said, well, what would it say on your tombstone? You know, he goes, if you were to go, what would it say? And it kind of sat me back. I was like, honestly, I never thought of that. And he goes, you know, and he goes, well, it would say X, Y, and Z, right? Which is basically like your SRB, you know, your military achievements or whatever. And I was like, yeah, it would say all those things. He goes, yeah, well, what else could it say? You know what I mean? And just right there, that statement, I was like, you know, he goes, that's you've already done those things. You know what I mean? It's and no one can ever take any of those things away from you. But that was something that you did. It's not who you are.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And just those words, you know what I mean? And somebody asked me just recently, you go, how did you answer the question? Or what is your answer now? And I said, honestly, I go, all it needs to say is husband, father, friend.
Yep.
It doesn't need to say anything else.
Yep.
It really doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be dramatic. Like,
no, it's
what
the
are
truth.
the three most important things? You know what I mean? If you ask me.
Yeah. And that's why I tell people a lot these days, like, if you focus on the three pillars, mind, body, and spirit, you're going to walk yourself into that exact line of thinking. Maybe not the first day, maybe not the second day, but as you slowly start working on those pillars, like if you're physically fit already, but you know you need mental health and you know you're lacking in the spirit realm, work on those two. Start working on those two. And they will, that's what I did. And it walked me down the line. Like I said, mindfulness is the first thing I realized that was actually an ally and a gift. Like, okay, because I can't utilize plant medicine while I'm still in. I learned a little bit about mindfulness and meditation, and I learned that, okay, if you really focus and work on that, you can get a lot of the same restorative benefits and get a lot of the insights that people are getting from going to places for psychedelic medicine. But you got to be a student for it. So I paid out of pocket. I learned mindfulness. I studied it, and I did silent retreats, and I did all this stupid stuff that I would have laughed at when I was still, charging as a Green Beret.
But super beneficial.
But extremely beneficial. And I started working on that spirit domain. And that's the one thing when it clicked for me, holy cow, I could have been a better Green Beret, a better friend, a better mentor, a better coach, all those things. If I would have just worked on these things. But it's okay because I have it now. Now I can be a better husband. I can be a father finally. And nobody, I look back and nobody championed this idea. And I think it's because the GWAT was very different. We needed a different type of soldier. And this is not a knock, and I'm not critiquing or Monday morning quarterbacking anybody. We did what we had to do in that time period to survive and to be what we were needed to be. But I remember seeing other men that were strong in faith, that were good fathers, that were good husbands, and they were also extremely, extremely good leaders. They were really good warriors. And the two absolutely go together. If you strengthen your faith, if you strengthen your ability to be a better father and a better husband, you're going to be a better, more effective leader, 100%.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that they don't go together. There was a lot of the stupid stuff that are focused on. There are a lot of stupid things. And I think we need more people to champion those things. Being a husband is important. Being a father is important. I never saw it as being important. I've got a failed marriage under my belt. I didn't prioritize that relationship. I didn't prioritize giving back to that. I was just saw it as you're here with me. You're here to support my career. And okay, that's how it is.
Yeah, buckle up. It's going to be.
Buckle up. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
It lasted maybe that relationship lasted a year once we made it to Florida.
Yeah.
And that's not fair and that's not right. Being a husband is 100% one of the most important and impactful journeys you'll ever commit to. And it requires your daily focus to it, not just half-ass it. You half-ass anything, it's not going to get you anywhere in life. So don't do it for your relationship. Be committed and look at being a father as being a pivotal life goal. I didn't see it. I didn't see it as being necessary. I always told myself I wasn't going to be a father. I wasn't going to be, it's not for me until you meet the right person, until God puts it on your mind. And I'm telling you, it's the single greatest, most rewarding thing when you see both of those roles as being absolutely necessary to your development as a man. And being able to meet the needs of those positions. I would tell you, that's the number one job. That's it. That's the one thing I tell you. If you're listening to this, if you're a young single man, be willing to put that on your board of things you want to achieve. Being a father, being a husband, being present.
Being present,
yeah, dude.
Being present. That was the biggest, or it's in the running.
Yeah.
Not present. I was not present for a long time. You know what I mean? There's still some days I'm not. It's a daily thing. You really, I think you really have to, keep your eye on that target, because it's, especially nowadays, right? There's the inherent distractions.
Yeah.
It's tied to your business. It's everything is a fucking distraction, right?
Yep.
And man, I don't think it's no light task to stay on point. It really isn't.
Yeah.
It's a day. Yeah. I hope nobody's keeping score, because you know what I mean. I'm 50-50 at best,
dude,
but at least I'm trying.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to hit on this for a little bit. That's I owe it. There's a certain amount of responsibility that I feel that I owe to anybody out there that sees me on any show or any podcast, because I saw the question come in. It's because I like to do little segments where I answer your question. People send questions in on social media, email, and one person vented. It wasn't even a question. It's it's easy for you to be positive. You got everything going for you. You're fucking succeeding at everything. That's easy. Try being me. Try having dog shit delivered to you on the platter every single day. And I'm like, fuck. And he didn't say all that, but it was very much like, like, fuck, it's easy for you to be positive. And I'm like, dude, I fucking fail all the time. I fail all the fucking time. I joked about it. I'm a fucking 3-time failure at the Pat Tillman Awards submission. You go for big things and you're gonna fucking be met with failure sometimes. You're gonna be failing at being a husband. You're gonna fail at being a father. The key to it is understanding that the next day is a new opportunity. Like, you build things with your wife, set up systems, and be like, hey, I know you're gonna work your ass off, but I need you to be present for dinner, and I need you to be present for bath time. I need you to be present for brushing her teeth and putting her to sleep, for waking her up, getting her ready. Like, fuck yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, okay, I can drop the ball over here, but I'm not going to drop the ball on this. Like, figure out your criteria for winning, and then understand that even then, you're going to fail sometimes.
I think I couldn't agree more, and I think it sounds bizarre when I say it, but it's like, really calibrating or recalibrating on what matters.
Yeah.
And there's so little that in the grand scheme of things, right? All those things you just listed off, right? And those are some of the first things that get fucked off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just are. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it happens. You know,
happens,
like,
man.
And it's always in the rearview mirror where you're like, oh man, I missed some valuable opportunities there because I was so focused, whether it was on me, or what I wanted or what I thought I needed or what, good, bad, or indifferent. And man, like, to your point, like, just being mindful and present or making the attempt, there's just so much fucking noise, dude.
There's so much
noise,
especially when you start having success and you start like moving the ball down the field, and you start getting like, oh, fuck yeah, more money, more clients, yeah, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool, take a breath. You still got to go change a diaper, dude.
Yeah.
There's poop, needs changing.
Job number one, right? Yeah, job number one.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good segue into Security Halt Media.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, man. What a wild ride. What a wild friggin' ride, man. To transition out of the military, whether you're ETSing, retiring at 20, or medically retiring, is one of the hardest friggin' things out there. But big shout out to Dan Rayburn. I was blessed to meet him at a crucial moment where I decided that, like, I'm going through the honor program, and they have tons of lines and connections to people that want to go to the conventional path, where you want to go to insurance, go to marketing, go to sales, go into friggin' working all these different type of industries, and I didn't fit any of those. I didn't see myself working at any one of those positions, but I love this. Mm-hmm. I love telling stories through sound. I love, like, being able to craft something with somebody, elevate somebody else's voice. I love what I do with Security Halt, and it's always going to be my main thing. But I love amplifying other people's voices, man. Mm-hmm. If it meets the criteria of what I do, authentic, impactful, purpose-driven, like, stories and narratives that, like, serve a purpose to somebody. Like, I don't want to make noise. I want to help break that barrier, get your story out there, share your mission with the world. And it wouldn't happen if I didn't meet Dan Rayburn, because he's the first person that said, all right, let me listen to your show. And at that point, it was still a hobby. Mm-hmm. It was very crude. Go back to season 1, the first couple episodes. Very crude, very team room humor with a dash of mental health. Because I was still on my journey, and I'm still on it. I'm still going there.
You never stop.
Right? You never stop. But it was very much a hobby of somebody 1 foot in, 1 foot out with his friends. And again, shout out to Greg and Paul who wanted to do this. But over time, like, when I met Dan and he said, I want you to produce my show. I was like, oh shit, I got to produce this show professionally. I have to go figure this thing out. And I've been the producer for that show since day one. And it is like, it's incredible to see a show that is sought after by individuals in a very professional industry that listen to that on a daily basis. And, it's all about metrics. It's all about churn. It's all about the streaming media industry. But I get to produce that. Mm-hmm. I get to sit down every Friday with Mark Donegan and Dan Rayburn, individuals from the titans of this industry. Mark Donegan was one of the creators of Voodoo, video on demand.
Yeah.
You're like,
awesome.
holy shit, like, holy cow. I'm sitting here in the lobby with these dudes. And I'm like, fuck, dude, just a few years ago, I'm just a fucking Green Beret, just fucking sitting here dealing with insane mental health challenges and physical challenges, not knowing what he was going to do with his life. And every day on Friday, I dial in and I recorded this show and I produce it. And I'm like, fuck, dude, the amount of people we've had on that show that I'm just like, how am I sitting here in a lobby with a dude that runs this company that's worth millions of dollars? Like,
fucking badass, dude.
Like, dude, this is fucking nuts. And then going on and producing other shows and being a hired gun for other people. Like, hey, I want to run a limited series podcast. Yeah, absolutely. 10 episodes to do it. Get it out there. It's a big thing for a business to have their own show where they can talk about, and it can be an internal show. I didn't know anything. I thought a podcast was just this, Joe Rogan stuff. And then I got into it and I started learning more, and I realized like this is a medium that's everywhere. Like, and I just fell in love with it. And I just started wanting to create more shows. Now we got Broken Brains. We've got the Asset Mindset, Dan Rayburn podcast. And then we got Security Halt. And I'm looking to bring on more shows. And I'm looking to eventually get to a point where I can create new shows just on my dollar to elevate and bring on, I want you to be the host. I want to elevate your platform. And it's growing. That's the thing that blows my mind. I'm scaling. And now it's not just podcasts. I do digital marketing, social media. Like where does a guy like me who barely graduated high school get to this point? And I will tell you, because I lean into what I was passionate about. Even now, even in education, my master's degree that I'm doing currently finishing out doing my capstone has nothing to do with marketing. It has to do with what I'm passionate about, which is veteran mental health.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Badass, dude.
Yeah. Because there's something about being the underdog that I love. I enjoy it. I'm a dog shit entrepreneur and I'm figuring it out, but I'm moving the ball every single day. And I'm passionate enough about two different things that are very much in line. Look at everything like a military operation. Maybe my master's in positive psychology doesn't directly translate into digital marketing and media, but it does connect to what I'm doing every single day.
Sure.
I wake up every single day and I want to engage my audience that by and large are people that are looking for resources, looking for content that gives them information, gives them motivation, gives them inspiration to overcome their challenges, to get better. And I want to be the best host and the best, producer for that genre. So it means that I'm going to go and dive into this. And if I use more benefits to go get another degree, then so be it.
Sure.
But yeah, Security Halt Media, we're social media marketing and podcast production. And if you're interested and you want to launch a new show, hit me up.
I was gonna say, dude, it's a perfect. Tell everybody where they can find you at, right?
If you want to send me a direct email, denny.caballero@securityhaltmedia.com or sechaltpodcast@gmail.com. That one's a little bit easier. But my website, securityhaltmedia.com or securityhaltpodcast.com. Hit me up. Always looking for new challenges so I can juggle more clients. But the more I can take on, the more I can build my team.
Sure, dude.
And we were talking about that. The end goal isn't just me. I want a full team, and I'm tired. I remember praying for it, and because it always goes back to what I had with the initial concept of the show. But you can't make somebody fall in love with something, and that's the thing. And I'm actively hiring. So if somebody's looking to work in social media or in podcast production, I am looking. I am trying to get this thing to be as big as I can because I want to tell more stories, more positivity. I'm tired of looking through YouTube and seeing more gotcha videos and more, this veteran is doing this and this person's doing that.
It's so brutal.
Did you find out that Jimothy did this back in 2026? What a piece of shit.
Come on, dude. The outrage videos get a lot of clicks, and I get it. But if you got something, dude, funny shows. One of the greatest shows I ever created was ILG. It lasted for, I think, 9 episodes. And it was just some of the most dog shit, awesome humor that you could get from a team room. But we launched it just to see if we could move the needle. And I checked on the hub where it's hung, and people are still finding it, and they'll listen to an episode or two, and I'm like, man, there's something to this. Just a stupid military humor.
Oh, geez.
But it's got to be authentic, and I'd love to relaunch that someday, but not with my voice. I don't want to be part of the crew doing it. I want to be full production. I want to be able to bankroll it. But I want I want you. I want the person listening to reach out and be like, hey, I've got the chops. I want to do this.
Put a quarter in me and watch me go. Yeah.
Dude, yeah. But that's what I love. I love the idea of innovation in this space and creating a new show, new concepts. I want to be in this forever. I don't see myself pivoting out unless I absolutely need to. And right now I don't have to. I can continue doing this, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed because I listened to my heart. I listened to my passion. For the one time in my life, I didn't listen to anybody else. I didn't bank on anybody else's interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
I had some great people. I had some amazing people. George Meeker, shout out to you. Incredible mentor through the Honor Foundation. And I guarantee if I would have said, hey, George, like, help me find a job in insurance or sales or anything, he would have done it. He would have moved mountains to make sure that I could put food on the table. But I didn't. I listened to the voice. I listened to that limbic system that said, no, dude, bank on yourself. And I'm nobody right now. I mean, I've got some followings. I've got some downloads. I have goals. I'm moving closer each and every day.
Sure.
And that's what drives me into this. Like, I'm moving the needle, I'm moving the ball, I'm providing something people see value in. So if I stick to my gut and I continue delivering something that's, like I said, authentic, impactful, and purpose driven, then I know there's an audience for it. And I don't want to betray that, because I know that when I put something out there, it's at least reaching one person on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can connect with them and help them in any way, then that's what it is. It's a service. It's at the end of the day, I'm a person of service. I want to help you get better or find a resource. And I don't want you to lose hope or figure that, life's not worth living. And if I can just share my testimony and share my story and bring other people that are willing to do the same, and bring individuals from nonprofits and doctors and the occasional weird guest. I'm going to do that because we need more of that in this world. Like, I don't want people to turn to just seeking a life of comfort. I want people to be challenged in this. If you're at your worst, I want you to be challenged to stay here. And I know that's happened. I know that's happened. And man, that is a powerful motivator. It might not be currency, but it's a powerful motivator when somebody says, man, I was ready to check out. And I got somebody shared your show with me. Yeah. And it's like, fuck, okay, let's go. Let's keep going.
Yeah, there's no price tag on it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just like the end, you've won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, like, we need more veterans. We need more veterans to stay. Ugh, man, I know it's a lot. I know I'm telling you guys to stay, and I was in that place, and maybe you don't want to, but I'm telling you, we're better for having you. We need you. We need you in the patrol base. We need you out there helping other people, because the reality is, when you get to about 70%, if I can connect you to a resource that can save your life, that can help you get to about 70%, then naturally, for a vast majority of us, you're going to turn around, about face, and help somebody that's worse off.
Sure.
And bring them forward. Yeah. And that's how, again, it comes back, full circle moment, connection. It brings other people out of the darkness, and that's what we need. I still do it, and I will do it, and I'll continue to do it every single day. Answer the phone, reach out, talk to people, because that's what we all need to do. I'm not preaching it just because I want you to do it, and I'm over here like, no, man, it's all hands on deck until we get out of this pit that we're in. Yeah. You all got to do it.
For sure, man. Well, you have a fantastic show, and it's a fantastic message, and I sincerely appreciate you coming and taking time and coming up here.
I really appreciate it, brother. It's an honor.
Yeah, we're going to have to definitely do this again, because we got time's getting tight.
And getting back to Florida, I'll finally have a studio again. So,
I'm there.
Yeah,
dude. Just say the word. Yeah, I'm absolutely there.
This the exciting thing is I told people, man, if you got a powerful message, you may not have the big budget studio yet, but figure out how to do it. Get it out there. There's enough room on the table for all of us to eat. There's no reason to think that this is a competition where we can't support each other.
100%.
Like, get out there, create, be part of the solution, and reach out. Because I will tell you right now, I spent shameless plug, Tracer Burnout, shameless plug, Beyond Trek, Bunker Bros podcast. These are all individuals at some point reached out to me and was like, hey, man, we're starting to do this thing. You got any tips? Fuck yeah, let's block out 3 hours of time.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Because your success means I'm succeeding. And when you get that $1 million contract to go produce out in LA, you'll say, grab cab, Let's get him to do a show with us. Let's spread this. Like,
Yeah.
dude, we're all in this fight together. Support each other. Be willing to say, why not connect? Why not elevate each other and put good stuff? Caveat, good stuff. Or maybe, you know, there's other genres out there, but at least like let's get above the idea that we have to do a show that's just nothing but clickbait rage. It doesn't help anyone.
No, not at all. I couldn't agree more. It's tempting, but just not my style.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You know, there's plenty of it if you want to, you know. Yeah. But fuck, man. Well, I hate to say it, but look at the time.
Oh shit. I haven't,
you know what I mean?
Damn, yeah.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
You guys heard it. Security Halt Media, Security Halt Podcast, and we're gonna do this again for sure.
Yeah, man.
All right, brother.
Absolutely.
You guys know the deal. Stay mobile.